What's going on, guys? It's your boy Old Scrubby here, back again with another video. Make sure to press the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new, or you'll get coal for Christmas. And if you really want to be a swag lord, check out the Hey Hey sweater in the description. And without further ado, let's get into the 5th episode of the 12 Days of Scrubs.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today I've got a story time that was sent in to me by a guy who has a cousin that's a Minecraft kid, and apparently this guy decided to just throw a wrench into the family function and cause as much chaos as humanly possible. So I thought it would make a pretty good story time. It's been a little bit since we've done a Minecraft kid story, and you guys always seem to enjoy them. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so this story time actually takes place on this guy's Father's Day celebration from last year. So, happy Father's Day. But, you know, about a year ago, him and his family decided to get together at their grandparents' house. And it was something that they do every year. It's his grandpa, his dad, his uncles, all that jazz. It's kind of a family day where they celebrate all the dads in one. And it usually was a pretty cool day because, like, all the cousins could hang out and goof off. And that was until the Minecraft kid striked, quite like the Fire Nation from Avatar. He had a cousin that I'm gonna call Randy for the story time that was a Minecraft kid, to the point where he would, like, talk in terms most people wouldn't understand. My hunger bar is dropping, my hearts won't regen, instead of just being like, I'm hungry. And Grandma would look at him and be like, what did you say? And he would just repeat it over and over until someone would try to translate, and it was just really annoying. You know, it wasn't much worse than just being annoying until this story time, but he was just a little bit too into it. And it just so happened that the subscriber that sent this in to me was listening to a phone call that his mom had had with his aunt, which was Randy's mom, while he was in the car. And his aunt didn't realize that he was in the car listening, but she starts talking about how Randy had been too into Minecraft, and whenever they try to tell him to stop playing Minecraft or get off, he would swear at them and throw things at them and be like, no, I'm not gonna get off, I don't want to, which is really wild. I feel like there's no reason to be swearing at your parents at all, especially over Minecraft. That's probably the cringiest game to get that angry over. Oh, Mom, you're just such a... Just let me play games now. Throws a hydro flask into the wall. Like, I don't think any of this was necessary for the block game. Or any game for that matter. It really doesn't matter what the game is. If you're like, yeah, I'm always swearing at my mom and throwing things at them in order to play more Xbox, it's just cringe. Doesn't matter if it's Minecraft, doesn't matter if it's Bloons Tower Defense, it doesn't even matter if it's Doom, it's still weird. Anyways, he's listening to his aunt talk and he thinks it's weird that it's like impossible for them to just kick him off Minecraft, and then his aunt says something that makes it all make sense. We don't even tell him to stop anymore because we don't want to upset him. You know, you're supposed to do the whole parenting thing. You don't let him bully mom and dad into submission. I think that's gonna give him the wrong idea. Oh, if I just throw stuff at my parents and swear at them, then they'll let me play Minecraft until the cows come home. I don't think that's the message that you want to be sending. Either way, Father's Day rolls around and they all go over to the grandparents' house, and it's Father's Day, so, you know, it was kind of expected that they weren't going to be on their phones too much. You wouldn't bring a game console because it's just one day. You don't really need it. You can spend one day with your family a year and it's not that big of a deal, and you don't need to be like playing video games for one day, which seems kind of fair. I love video games. I literally do, but I don't need to play them all the time. In fact, when I'm on vacation, it's not like I'm sitting there itching. I need to hit a COD, man. Either way, Randy walks into the party with a TV in his hands and a backpack on, and he walks right past everybody, doesn't say hi, into his grandparents' den, and just starts to set up his game console. He had brought a whole setup over to Father's Day just so he didn't have to interact with anyone and ignored everyone. Not even just an iPad either. He really busted out the whole TV, dude. He brought an entertainment center, basically, over to Grandma's. And his grandma walks into the den and says something along the lines of like, hey, you know, don't forget that it's Father's Day. You didn't really have to bring that. Let's not play too much. And he didn't even say hi to anyone. So her being like, hey, we don't need to do this right now is fair. And he snaps back at his grandma saying, "The reason I didn't say hi is because it has nothing to do with Minecraft." Which, yeah, I don't think saying hi to your grandparents should have anything to do with Minecraft. There's no reason to have an obsession of that level. Like, I get being passionate about things, but you don't need to talk about it literally all the time, especially snapping at grandma. I don't think she knows anything about Minecraft. It's not like she's gonna know what's up. Plus, snapping at grandma is just rude. Think about all the mac and cheese she's ever made you, dude. Just be nice. She's just trying to do the old lady thing, tell you to come spend time with your family instead of playing Minecraft because you brought your entire TV for some reason. Gonna ask them to make the internet better just while you're here. And his grandma's kind of taken aback by the response because it was rude, but she just decides to walk out. But when she goes out to where everybody else is, she says something about how he was rude and wanted to play video games. And his grandpa is like, "Well, not on Father's Day, I'll handle it." And he goes to talk to his cousin. And his grandpa is usually a really quiet guy. It's not like him to ever confront anyone about everything. So everyone is kind of like, "Ooh, okay, this is going to be serious. If grandpa's going to go talk to him about it, he'll probably listen." But when his grandpa gets up to go talk to his cousin's parents are just sitting there saying nothing, looking around, pretending nothing is happening. It seemed like they went to the ostrich school of parenting, which is where you just shove your head in the sand and pretend nothing's happening. The grandma comes out, "Yeah, your son just yelled at me, told me that Minecraft was more important than anything." They're like, "Oh, wow, we just pretending not to hear you. Yep, that's our plan. Just pretend we didn't hear it. Not our problem, not our house." Oh, there goes my dad to discipline him. Yeah, he can handle that one. Is this their attitude for everything? He's just on an arson spree burning down grandma's house. They just become the dog meme sitting there in the flames like everything is fine, sitting on the couch pretending nothing is going wrong around them. Either way, the subscriber just kind of took note that they didn't seem worried. It was almost as if their kid disrespecting everybody in the house and like playing Minecraft was something that they expected to happen, as if they had had this discussion before they even got here. But either way, the grandpa goes in there and says, "Hey, it's Father's Day. I know the video games are really cool, but we would really appreciate if you would come out and celebrate with me, your dad, and your uncles today. So just come on, spend time with the family. We'd really appreciate it. You can do this later." He wasn't mean about it. It's not like grandpa went in there all boomer mode, "These video games are ruining your brain." No, he was just like, "Hey, now's not the time. I get you like this, but your family's out there. Come hang out." Well, apparently Randy did not want anyone to tell him to get off the Minecraft, because he turns to his grandpa and says like, "Go away, old man. I don't care about stupid Father's Day. I have a game to play." Which is just hilarious to me. "Get away, old man. I've got a game to play." But his grandpa's shocked at how mean it is and like kind of yells at him a little bit. "You will not talk to me that way," which is how most parents or grandparents would have responded to that. You know, like someone snaps at you, says you're an old man, go away when you're trying to be nice. You'd probably be like, "Hey, don't talk to me like that." In the living room, here's the grandpa yelling, "Don't talk to me that way." And that finally makes Minecraft kids' parents get off the couch and go in there. You would think to be like, "Hey, stop yelling at your grandpa." But no, because when Randy's mom walks into the room, she starts going off at the grandpa. "Why are you yelling at my son? What is going on?" And he's like, "He told me he's an old man and he doesn't care about Father's Day, so I said don't talk to me like that." And his mom defends Randy and says, "Well, it's his choice to talk like that. We live in America. You're not here to patrol his language." Which, fair. Technically, we live in America. You can say whatever you want, but it's very rude to talk to your grandpa like that, especially when he's just being insanely chill, asking you to come spend time with the family on a family holiday. How are you going to sit there and be like, it's his right to curse out grandpa, everything's chill? Poor grandpa just wanted to spend time with the family on Father's Day. This guy's like, "No, Steve is more important." At that point, the subscriber's dad, though, sides against his wife and his kid and is like, "All right, come on, you don't need to yell at my dad on Father's Day." And he looks at his kid and says, like, "Just get off the Xbox and come spend time with the family." And the grandpa says, "Yeah, get off and come spend time with the family." And his mom snaps at the grandpa again and is like, "You are not in charge of my son. Don't tell him what to do." And now it's an awkward standoff situation. And listen, if I was in Randy's shoes at this point, I would probably just get off the Xbox and go to the living room. There's no reason to turn this into an episode of Maury where people are going to end up like throwing chairs and screaming at each other. Minecraft isn't worth it, dude. But I guess he didn't give a crap. In his mind, he was like, let's up the ante. We've got to go full Maury. Let's have all the daytime television shows related to that in 1 second. Because he yells out that he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to do, and all he wants to do is play Minecraft, so you losers better leave him alone. And at that point, the grandpa's just getting insanely pissed, and he looks at his grandson's parents and says, look, either you guys have to stop and reprimand him and tell him that's not appropriate, or I think that all of you should leave, because I'm not going to be talked to like that in my house. And this time, his son, Randy's dad, goes, you would kick us out of the house on Father's Day? Yeah, man, that's what happens when you're just screaming at him, telling him you don't respect him, calling him a loser, saying that it's not important. Like, yeah, go home. If you guys are just gonna sit here and argue with me the whole time, then go home. Your kid's just gonna play Xbox, then he can play Xbox at home. Your kid's talking to grandpa like he owns the place. I wouldn't be hyped that you weren't doing anything either. And all he's saying is discipline the kid or you have to leave. If you were doing any of the parenting thing, you would realize that even if you want him to be playing Minecraft, there's no reason for him to be screaming that grandpa's a loser, especially on Father's Day. It's just really mean. Like, I don't know, yelling at your grandpa, calling him a loser is mean any day. But on the day where you're supposed to be celebrating dads, it just feels especially cold. Yeah, I do have a granddad, but he's a loser cringe lord that doesn't understand Minecraft, like air horns going off in the background. And now it's just turned into an all-out family fight. And keep in mind, all of this is over Minecraft. The entire family is screaming at each other, arguing because this guy just had to get his Minecraft hours in, bring the entire TV, the whole gaming setup. It was more important than than the entire family relationship. Somewhere out there, the maker of Minecraft not just sitting there like rubbing his hands together. I knew eventually Steve would have the power to destroy families. Randy, though, decides to turn it up to 11 and says some of the cringiest things ever, screaming that he doesn't respect any man in this room except for his dad and Minecraft Steve. And everyone's like, what? Because in this room are his uncles, his dad, his grandpa, like a bunch of people from his life. And he just says that, nah, they're irrelevant, they're stupid. And he says that Minecraft Steve is twice the man that his uncles and grandpa will ever be. And I don't even know how you're supposed to respond to that. Like, you respect a video game character more than your grandpa? Kinda weird, especially a character that doesn't even do anything or talk like Minecraft Steve. Any character would have been insanely cringe. Like, no matter what you said. If you said, oh, Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank is better than my dad. Weird. But this guy doesn't even have a personality. He's just basically an inanimate object that you completely control. All right, Steve is Steve. I guess he's 4 times the man anyone that actually exists is. But at that point, the subscriber's mom tries to calm everything down and is like, well, he didn't really mean that. Let's just all calm down. This is getting so out of hand and getting too heated. There's no point for anything to get this complicated over a silly little video game. And his mom said that, not trying to diss the video game, but pointing out, like I said, that the family is kind of tearing themselves apart over a video game. And Randy can't handle anyone disrespecting Minecraft, so he yells at the subscriber's mom that, like, it's not some silly little game. I've learned more about life from this game than anything you could have ever taught me. It's made me an architect. It's made me a strategist. And you know what? It's even got me interested in poetry. Which, hey, I don't know how that works. I don't know of anything in Minecraft that will get you interested in poetry. But even then, let's analyze that for a second, right? You just gotta calm down. Video games don't turn you into anything. You can't play Minecraft and call yourself an architect. You know how to build in Minecraft. But if you go and try to like get a job designing and building a building and you go, I have plenty of experience in Minecraft, they're gonna laugh you out of the room. Like, you're not a strategy genius either. Imagine you signed up for the army, you get to basic training. No, you don't need to show me how to use an M16 or an M4. I've played enough Call of Duty. Like, video games are just not reality, man. And after that statement about how apparently he's a master strategist, the grandpa had had enough and yells that they need to get out of his house. And Randy and his family are shocked, thinking that they would just argue forever and everyone would bow to them. And Randy's dad is like, what? How dare you tell me to get out of the house? And before he can keep complaining, Grandpa cuts him off and just says, I said get out of my house. which I can't blame him. At this point, if someone had just been this disrespectful for so long, calling me an idiot, trying to pretend that Minecraft made them a genius, I would just want them to go too. But after he officially is kicking them out, Randy's mom asked probably the dumbest question you could have ever asked in this scenario. "Why are you kicking us out?" is what she asked. I don't know, maybe because you've been hurling insults at them for 5 minutes over a stupid video game, and all of this started because the grandpa wanted to spend time with his grandkid, and you came in and started yelling at him saying he had no right to tell your kid not to play Xbox. Maybe that's why. Read the room. There's like no way you didn't understand why they didn't want you there anymore. It's supposed to be Father's Day, and it became about how Steve is a philosopher somehow. Minecraft Steve and Aristotle, the most influential people on human history apparently. 3,000 years from now, there's going to be statues of the block game, and people are going to be like, never forget how Minecraft Steve completely reimagined human culture. I guess Randy had felt slighted by the fact that his grandparents didn't want him there anymore, so he screamed out something even dumber than how much he had immensely respected Steve and just insulted his dad too, because he just yelled out, "I wish Steve was my dad." Okay. I mean, I don't really know what you want them to do with that information. You would still blow off Steve to play Minecraft even if he was your dad on Father's Day, but I don't really know what they're supposed to do with that. And also, why insult your dad? He's been having your back. I mean, your dad's on your side having your back, and you're gonna dunk on him and be like, "I don't even want my dad. I wish Steve was my dad. Minecraft Steve is the coolest person to ever exist. If anyone questions Minecraft Steve, they better be thrown to the wolves." You know, I actually want to create a camp where I have a bunch of grizzly bears. I don't feed them a whole lot. Anytime someone insults Minecraft, toss them into the bear pit, baby. That's Randy's plan. Imagine having a dad like Steve, too. Just roll with me for a second. Let's pretend somehow miraculously he gets Minecraft Steve as a dad. What's he gonna do? Just silently punch trees? "Hey man, where's your dad at?" "Oh, I don't know. A few weeks ago, he went out on an expedition and hasn't been back. Probably looking for a village and punching trees forever." What a weird sentence. Not once have I ever been playing a video game and been like, I wish this guy was my dad. And it adds extra insult to injury doing it on Father's Day. So now everyone's all pissed off, but Grandpa's insisting that they leave. And they're still trying to argue with him, screaming at each other. And finally, the grandpa just does the horse whistle thing, the really loud one that would get everybody's attention. And so everyone goes quiet and looks, and the grandpa says, "Enough, you guys need to leave now." And they're shocked, but they reluctantly start packing up their things, leaving. And Randy is taking his sweet time packing up his Xbox and his TV, the entire gaming setup that he brought here. And when he is packing all that stuff up, he's just talking about how he can't believe that his family has such a lack of respect for his interests, which is a hilarious sentence. You want to talk about a lack of respect? It's nuts to bring the Xbox to Father's Day with the TV, set it up, and then be surprised when they go, "Wait, why did you bring that? Aren't you supposed to spend time with us?" You hurl insults at them, and then they say, "Get out," and you're like, "No one respects my hobbies." Respect is a two-way road, big dog, not a one-way. And no one says anything back, and they leave. And after they leave, his grandpa starts yelling, asking questions at everyone, "What is Minecraft? Why did he care so much?" Grandpa didn't even know what was going on. Really was out here thinking Steve was probably a secret brother husband that the family had. "I wish Steve was my dad. Who is Steve?" So the subscriber starts trying to explain to his grandpa that it's just some video game, and no, most people are not that into it. That's a very rare situation. And as he's explaining to him that most people don't end up trying to fight with their family over Minecraft, the doorbell rings, and Grandpa goes to answer it, and when he opens the door, he's like, "I told you guys to get off my property." And so the subscriber moves to be able to see who's standing in the doorway, and he's shocked because standing there is Randy and his mom. They needed to come back and get the last word in. They just couldn't leave like that because they had been kicked out. And Randy is like, "Grandpa, I have something I want to say to you." And you would think it would be an apology. There's no way he came all the way back up to the door to not get his attention and be like, "You suck even more." I was thinking he was going to apologize. And the fact that his mom's there makes the subscriber super confident he's going to apologize too. Because if he starts going off on his grandpa, then that means that mom had kind of signed off and approved of it. And so he opens his mouth, and instead of an apology, he just launches into this insulting tirade. And I don't know why he thought that was the best course. If you really want to play Minecraft, here's your chance. Go home. You literally got kicked out and told to go home. If anything, you're biting into your own Minecraft time by sitting here and insulting your grandpa. You could have had a chance to just skedaddle, but no, apparently that would have been just way too easy to do. But Randy's tirade is basically just screaming that his grandpa is too old, which, duh, I don't think being a grandpa is a young person thing. Part of the thing that comes with being a grandpa is being older, and that because he's so old, he just doesn't understand Minecraft, which, yeah, water is also wet, dude. Nothing gets past you. Like, what? Grandpa doesn't understand Minecraft, and he tops it off by saying that his grandpa should probably come into the 21st century. Yeah, only issue, I don't think grandpas are notorious for being experts in video games, but who cares? Even if he's not an expert in video games, why does it matter if your grandpa is a Minecraft god? You're really gonna scream at grandpa and never talk to him again because he's not a Minecraft expert? Hate to break it to you, but most 68-year-old men are not gamers, and even if they are playing video games, it's older ones. It's not like they're Minecraft pros. Imagine walking into Father's Day, you see your grandma. Grandma, why are you not a 10th prestige in Call of Duty? What's wrong with you, you old sea hag? You're useless. You're not even a skilled gamer. What's your KD, 0.8? Grandma would probably smack you with a wooden spoon deservingly, and that's also how stupid you sound. Yelling at old people for not getting not old people things makes no sense. How would you feel if grandma smacked you with the newspaper and was like, "You're horrible at Yahtzee and bingo. Get with the times." Grandma, I'm a kid. I'm not supposed to be good at Yahtzee or bingo. I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you guys are enjoying the videos so far, I would really appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button and comment "Randy is stupid" down below. It just helps the video do better, and you know, I like when videos get more views, so if you don't mind liking and commenting, I'd appreciate it, and let's get back to the video. No matter how stupid the rant was, his grandpa is just standing there listening to him, and then says, "Yeah, okay kid, whatever, just leave now," and slams the door on them as they're explaining how he's too old and he needs to enter the 21st century, which has to be one of the most gangster moves of all time. And you know what? Another thing. I think that old people smell like doomph, just doors slam in his face. What a legend. Nothing says I don't care about your rant like slamming the door on the rant, and who cares what Randy has to say? He probably thought it was going to go into like movie mode where grandpa would listen to the speech and start crying and be like, "I'm so sorry, please come back and play Minecraft in the house and teach me everything. I want to understand Minecraft, please. I didn't realize it was making me so stupid." No, this is real life. Grandpa doesn't beg to play Minecraft. Grandpa slams the door on your face, and I don't know what else you expected, but that's a pretty grandpa move. But they didn't leave. They were still on the other side knocking and asking them to come to the door, but grandpa didn't care. He said, "Nobody answer it. Let's just go back to enjoying Father's Day." So they all started hanging out, and they thought it was more important to celebrate Father's Day than let them ruin the day. But what did end up getting ruined instead of Father's Day was Randy's relationship with the family. Like, after they left, the rest of the family had a great time. It wasn't like they were talking about the incident, and if they did, they were making fun of it. But the reason the relationship with Randy and the rest of his family was damaged is because he just straight up refused to apologize because, and I quote, according to the person who sent this to me, he just thought that he didn't do anything wrong and they were not being understanding and hating his dreams. Dude, if you don't think you did anything wrong in this scenario, then I don't know what to tell you. Life is not a Disney movie where you're always gonna be in the right. Everybody makes mistakes, and if you were like, "Look, I got mad out of control, I don't know what came over me," I'm sure your family would forgive you, but you're gonna say that they're hating on your dream, and your dream is just to be able to play Minecraft at the family reunion. It's not like you said, "My dream is to be a Minecraft YouTuber," and they were like, "You'll never be able to do that, you're not entertaining." According to you, your dream is to be able to bring a TV and an Xbox over to grandma and grandpa's and play Xbox the entirety of Father's Day because you just don't want to deal with them and you wish Minecraft Steve was your dad. I think you owe them an apology, but apparently you don't. Alright, whatever floats your boat, man. My grandpa is such a hater. I haven't talked to him in 17 years because he told me it was ridiculous that all I wanted to do was play Animal Crossing and not have a job until I die. Can you believe that he said that? Like what? It's not normal to just do nothing but play video games all the time? I can't even imagine what would have happened to me if I tried this. I don't know about your guys' parents, but my mom definitely would not have been cool with me bringing a console over to my grandparents' house when the family was supposed to be getting together. And she definitely would not have been cool with me hurling insults at the grandparents when they said, hey, please stop that. My Xbox would have been thrown out the window so fast and it would have been spinning because my mom would have given it a little toss like a frisbee. Probably would have just taken off like a helicopter and I would have never seen it again. That's what would have happened if I tried this crap. But apparently Randy's parents just want him to live at home forever. I feel like if you let your kid get away with doing nothing but playing Minecraft, you can't be surprised when he's 37 and still in the basement. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I'd really appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. And of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. Like I said, comment Randy is stupid if you enjoyed the video. And if you like these videos but you got a road trip or something coming up and you need to listen offline without gameplay, I post the audio versions on Spotify, link to that down below, along with a link to a new playlist that I made here on YouTube. It just has my favorite story times of the year so far, so if you're looking for something to do while you're doing chores, playing video games, check out that playlist. But yeah, those are the two links down in the description. If you enjoyed the video, like I said, comment, subscribe, all that. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see each and every single one of you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a story for y'all about a cringe individual that I was in contact with in high school. Arguably one of the cringiest people to ever exist. I would say they're up there. It was this kid who was crazy addicted to Minecraft, also never showered, and was also really bossy. Not a good combination. Nothing wrong with being addicted to the Minecraft, right? I get it, but you can't also suck and be bossy. That's just a wombo combo that's not fantastic. Regardless, I figured it would be a pretty good video that you guys are going to enjoy, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, press the like button, or no joke, no scam, you're going to get hacked by this kid. And without further ado, let's get into it. Wow, wow. I'm getting quiet now. Laying low when you reach zone 5 now. Making out, stack the bread. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think school is a pretty important thing to go to because, you know, it kind of just prepares you for the fact that there's some people in the world that you just gotta just learn how to deal with, you know? They're not the most exciting people to deal with. In fact, I would say they're quite the opposite, but it is good training to, deal with people that suck. And this story's about somebody that really sucked. This took place in my junior year. I came to class one day, you know, sat next to these people that I didn't really know too well. And one of the guys at the table was someone that I had seen around school plenty of times before, just kind of walking around. I had never really had a chat with him or anything. His name's going to be, we're going to name him Sam for the purpose of this story, okay? Because I have a lot of friends named Sam, and I don't want people to figure out who this is. And, you know, Sam, as I said, I'd seen him around before, but I'd never really gotten close to him. And now that I was sitting at this table with him, one of the first things that I noticed is that he had a very particular stench to him. And when I say stench, I don't mean like cologne, I don't mean like deodorant. I mean this dude straight up smelt like the piracy. And not the internet kind. Like, you know the 1800s pirates that had scurvy, dude? Like, their toenails would be falling off. They never showered. Like, imagine how that would smell. And then imagine walking into a classroom and sitting near someone that smelled like that. I literally could not believe that somebody, could smell this bad and not be aware of it, dude. Like, there's no way he wasn't able to smell himself. And I look at the other people at the table, and I just start laughing. This is not something that I'm necessarily proud of, but it just is something that I do. When I'm uncomfortable or in a situation that I just think is, weird or out there, I just start laughing. There's nothing I can do to control it. It's literally like a little tick. I remember one time, man, I came home from school. My dad looked really sad on the couch. I'm laughing. It's not funny thinking of this story. And he was like, Ryan, you know, your grandpa's in the hospital. And I was crying and laughing at the same time because I was just so uncomfortable with the information. So I'm very uncomfortable to be sitting next to this guy. I don't want to be rude and tell him he stinks, but I'm just giggling because that's just what I do when I'm in an uncomfortable spot. And so he looks at me and he's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm just kind of like, oh, nothing. And he's like, no, what's so funny? If you think it's so funny, share it with the table. And I really don't know what to say because I don't want to insult him. I don't want to be rude, but I'm laughing at how he smells. So I just say, I thought of a really funny joke that my friend told me earlier, and it just keeps replaying in my head. I'm sorry.
And he kind of rolls his eyes at me. And this is the first interaction I've had with this dude other than smelling him. And he's like, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. Will you do me a favor and just try to keep it down? I'm trying to focus. Which, like, alright, fair enough. I guess I was giggling too much, but at the same time, dude, come on. Like, class hadn't even started yet. I was just giggling, not to mention I'm giggling at your stench. Like, okay, let's just relax. I could tell he was going to be a little bit of a bossy know-it-all, you know, and so sure enough, teacher comes in, you're sitting together, blah, 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 here's the project, da-da-da-da-da, and it ends up being something that we have to do as a little table, like the little group of people, and when the paper gets passed out, there was 2 girls, me and this kid at this table. One of the girls grabs it and reads the instructions and says, we have to do XXXX, like the 3 steps. So whatever, I'm like, alright, I start getting ready to do the 3 steps, but for whatever reason, this Sam kid is like, I'm gonna double check the instructions, because I just don't necessarily believe that you guys are able to comprehend them that quickly. Which, like, damn bro, that's pretty rude. We are reading the instructions on a worksheet in class. We're not reading the Declaration of Independence. I'm pretty sure we can read it. Anyways, that was the attitude this guy had. Just like, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, all this stuff. And so we finish our project pretty quickly. Believe it or not, we were right about the steps. And so we get done and we're just kind of sitting there talking, and because nobody at the table really knew each other, we just kind of started like talking about what we liked, what were our hobbies. And this kid starts talking about how most people play video games, but they're not very highbrow games. They're not games that take a lot of skill or effort or energy or strategy to them, and he just feels like people who play games like that aren't that smart, which is why he plays Minecraft. And when he says that, I honestly can't believe my ears, bro. Like, listen, I understand that Call of Duty's a pretty mindless game. Most popular games you could call quote-unquote mindless. I think it still takes a lot of skill to get good at it, but, whatever. I can understand where you're coming from. But how are you going to be talking crap about how other games are stupid and, there's no skill involved, and you're playing the game where you can literally just punch a tree to, like, get everything you need? This game does not take a lot of skill. I literally play it all the time as gameplay on this channel. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I like Minecraft. But it's weird to be calling everybody stupid and claiming that you're a super strategic, smart genius because you play the block game, bro. So, the first day I've known him, I know that he thinks he's better than me, he thinks the video games I play are stupid, and he smells bad. That's what I know, dude. You would think somebody that is thinking so deeply in strategy that they're a professional Minecraft player would also realize that showering might, benefit the situation, but no. He's just a genius in strategy, not showering. So whatever, I leave that day, and I just can't really believe that, that person exists. I just think it's kind of funny. But when I go back the next day, I can't even believe my eyes even more. So he had told me that they really liked Minecraft. I believed him. It's the smartest game to ever exist. So much strategy, all that stuff. But one thing that I didn't expect was for the kid to come to school the next day in a creeper hoodie. Keep in mind, we're like juniors in high school, so whatever, nothing wrong with that. Wear your creeper hoodie. But the strangest thing is this man is sitting in class with the hood all the way zipped up. The creeper hoodies that you could become the creeper? He is just sitting there, in the creeper hoodie, zipped up all the way. You can't see his face. And this creeper hoodie is not in good shape. This was not a new hoodie. This thing was covered in, I don't know what the stains were. I don't want to know what the stains were, but this thing basically looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. This thing was just covered in stains, and I could smell him probably about the same time I could see him. As I walked in and see the creeper, I just kind of get this waft of just BO and Manwich and Sloppy Joe and 3 hot dogs that have been boiled for too long. It was just overwhelming. And I'm kind of like, oh, hey, man, nice hoodie. Nothing wrong with wearing the hoodie, like I said. Just kind of weird to have it full zipped up in the middle of class. And instead of, replying with words, he just looks at me and goes, makes a creeper noise, bro. Makes a creeper noise. And so I'm like, oh, all right, this is kind of bizarre. And I was the first other person at the table, so the other ones come in. They kind of see the same thing. And when they say hi to him, he also hisses at them in creeper. And at this point, I'm really hoping that, it's not going to be this situation, but I'm starting to think that he might be role-playing as a creeper, and we're just going to have to deal with this all day. So sure enough, the teacher comes in, she starts taking roll, it gets to his name, he does a creeper noise in response, she thinks it's weird, but whatever, rolls on. We get another little worksheet to do as a table. This teacher, wasn't exactly like the best teacher, so this was our normal routine worksheets together. And we're trying to ask this guy questions, trying to figure stuff out as a group, and every time we're asking him anything, he's only replying in creeper sounds. He's not saying words, he's not answering anything, he's not writing stuff down. Like, fine, you want to talk in creeper, that's cool. Then can you like write your answers down on the worksheet, help us out a little bit? No, this man was dedicated to role-playing as a creeper. And I know what a creeper is. I play Minecraft. I played Minecraft then. Like, I know what a creeper is. But the other girls at our table just think this guy is wearing a weird hoodie and hissing at them. Like, they don't really know what's going on. So after about 2 minutes of him hissing and being like absolutely useless on this worksheet, one of the girls goes, okay, are you gonna help us, or should I just go tell the teacher that you're gonna be a freak today? You know what I mean? Which is fair. Like, all right, this is annoying, stop hissing at me. And when that happens, he finally decides to talk words, and he goes, I'm not being a freak, I'm a creeper. You would know that if you played Minecraft, but you're probably too dumb to understand it anyways. Yeah, bro, this girl is too dumb to understand Minecraft. It's just not a very hard game to understand. It's just not. And even then, what does understanding the video game Minecraft of like collect resources, stay alive, have to do with you pretending to be an animal from Minecraft to the point where you're not talking? I get Minecraft, and I still don't really know what you're going for, bro. Why would you want to pretend to be a creeper? The name itself should like let you know that that's a no-go. You shouldn't want to be a creeper, bro. That's not what you want. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you'll see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on the channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. And yeah, I give away free money, so you got nothing to lose. And thank you very much for everyone that already has them on. I will shut up and get back to the video now. Thanks. Anyways, the girl predictably doesn't really know what he's talking about, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go tell the teacher. So she just gets up, goes, talks to the teacher. The teacher comes over and is like, all right, what seems to be the problem? You know that you can't be talking in made-up languages during class, like you have to work as a team. And now Minecraft Kid is still zipped up in the creeper costume, by the way. He still hasn't unzipped it. And he starts arguing with the teacher about how, it's his constitutional right to dress this way, and the freedom of speech protects talking like a creeper. And the teacher, is kind of like, all right, great, we're going to be in one of these discussions. So she just shuts it down quick, and she goes, you're right, it does protect your right to wear the creeper costume and hiss, but it doesn't protect your grade, so I'm gonna give you a 0 unless you take off the hoodie and start working with them. And at that point, the kid in the creeper costume finally succumbs. He unzips his hoodie. Sam reveals himself from inside the creeper mask. And before the teacher leaves, bro, I don't know if she had just had enough with this patience for the month or the year, or what the deal was. And then she also says, also, do not wear that hoodie in my class again. It smells disgusting. Which, hey, man, I wasn't gonna complain about someone finally telling this dude that he needed to wash the clothes or wash himself. One or the other. You gotta be washing something, preferably both. In an ideal world, you're washing everything. But you can't be wearing a hoodie that's stiff enough to walk on its own and then not showering, because that wombo combo is going to overwhelm anyone, dude. Prison guards would be trying to throw up if they smelt this thing. Obviously, that kind of embarrassed him, and he ends up zipping back up his hoodie from embarrassment, but whatever. I think the point got across because he did the rest of the assignment in English, right? So, anyways, all is all, blah, 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 blah. We finish the school day. It's awkward. We come back the next day to him in the same creeper hoodie, right, which he wasn't supposed to wear, zipped up. I say hi. This time, he hisses at me again. And, I wasn't gonna go snitch. I'm just not gonna go tell the teacher. I don't care. But when the girls came in, they did, because they were not dealing with it again. I don't blame them. Their grade, they cared a lot about their grades. I, barely graduated. Whatever. It happens. They were not going to deal with this and have their grade go down. So sure enough, the teacher comes over. She's like, I told you not to wear this hoodie. What is wrong with you? Go to the dean's office. Da-da-da-da-da. You're getting dress coded. You're so disrespectful in my class. And instead of this time, using English to communicate with the teacher, Sam decided that since he was already getting in trouble, he's already going to the office, he might as well just commit to the whole creeper act. So he just kept hissing. He started hissing at the teacher. And then when he started hissing at the teacher, she started thinking that it was a threat. She started being like, are you threatening me right now? Are you threatening to attack me? That's what a cat does before it attacks someone. And at that point, the dean people like came to get the kid from the class because I guess it was going to be an issue. And she starts telling them that like he was just threatening to attack her and stuff. And now he's talking in English, trying to clear up that the hissing doesn't mean that he was going to attack her. The only problem was, dude, and this is so funny. He's obsessed with Minecraft, right? His explanation instead is that creepers hiss before they blow up. So he was just warning her to back up before he explodes, which does not exactly calm down the people that were coming to remove you from the classroom. So sure enough, he gets taken out of there real quick with his backpack, everything. They take him to the deans. They're searching him. The teacher, they're like, "Are you okay?" But yeah, after that, I think what ended up going on is he got moved into a different class for sure. I think the teacher was like, "I don't feel safe teaching him, he threatened to blow up in my class." He was talking about a creeper, but you guys get the point. And so I didn't see him anymore in class. I saw him around school sometimes, never again in the creeper hoodie though. But yeah, he got moved out of that class after that. But regardless, that's the story time of the Minecraft kid that never showered that I had to deal with. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought. If you really want to support the channel, you can check out the intro song, link down below. You can also use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. Gets you a discount on G Fuel, helps me out. And of course, if you want more content, my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, can be found down there too. Last but certainly not least, if you want some merch, look at your screen now and you'll see the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the planet, which can also be yours by visiting the description. And yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time for y'all about that Minecraft kid I told a story about a bit ago. One of my friends hit me up and told me the story of a time that he was in PE with him and the kid started like literally punching trees to show off his Minecraft skills. And yeah, I didn't really know about that at the time, but I gotta tell a story time like that. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. You will have to fight the Minecraft kid and he will punch you like a tree. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm getting quiet now. Laying low when you reach, so I'm piping down. Making out, stack the bread. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so about 2 days ago, I told the story of this kid that was in one of my classes that was obsessed with Minecraft, dressed up as a creeper, would like hiss at people, never really showered, all that stuff. And I didn't really have any other crazy personal experiences with him. I'd heard stories and whatnot. But obviously, someone that I went to school with hit me up and said that they had a story about him, like, literally punching a tree, and I could not say no to that. So this all starts in our PE class. The way PE works in, like, Nevada is that during the summer, it gets crazy, crazy hot, so you have to be inside the gym. We had, like, a pretty big gym at our school just because they were aware of the fact that, like, kids would be using it for the last 3 months of the school year. So, you could have a lot of people in the gym, and in our gym, there was these windows that overlooked into the field, and in the field, there were some trees. Now, Nevada's not necessarily, like, the greenest place on the planet, so when I say we have trees, they're not like a Minecraft tree, they're not like a pine, they're usually really thin, kind of like desert trees. We got a lot of, like, African trees because it's a desert, not a lot of water, and they just don't tend to be super thick trees. They just tend to be a little shorter, a little skinnier, nothing wrong with it, it's still a tree. But for whatever reason, one day, I guess in PE, they were walking laps around the gym, and the Minecraft kid ended up looking out the window, seeing these skinny trees, and said something along the lines of like, "Yeah, I could probably punch those and collect the planks from it." And listen, man, I understand that, like, yes, in Minecraft, you can punch a tree, you can turn your punch tree into planks pretty easily. It's a simple process. But you would think most people would be aware of the fact that that's not how a real tree works, right? Like, lumberjacks aren't out in the forest with boxing gloves on, just RKO Mayweathering trees to get them to split up and give us stuff that we can use to build a boat. There's a lot more involved there, and in fact, I would go out and say that punching a tree is probably the worst possible way to cut down a tree. But regardless, he kind of is flexing loudly that he thinks he could punch the tree and collect planks from it. And obviously, whenever somebody says something kind of dumb in a situation like that in school, somebody is going to be like, "No way, you can't do it, I dare you." And for whatever reason, I will give the Minecraft kid some credit. He did like to do dares, he wouldn't really back down often. So as soon as somebody says, like, "There's no way you could punch the tree and get anything out of it other than breaking your hand, I dare you to do it," he decides that fine, he is going to go out there and try to collect this tree with his hands. And at this point, my friend who told me the story time literally tapped the Minecraft kid on the shoulder and told him that he thought that was a really bad idea. I would say that even if a professional athlete, a combat athlete, told me that they were going to go punch a tree, I would still kind of give them a look and be like, why would you want to do that? That's just going to hurt your hand. And Minecraft Kid was nowhere near a professional combat athlete, alright? Minecraft Kid would be lucky if he could walk from one end of the gym to the other without running out of breath. But whatever, he doubles down. He tells my friend he's a moron who simply doesn't understand physics if he thinks that punching a tree isn't an efficient way to do it. Obviously, because video games have done it before, it has to work. I thought it was a meme that certain kids, really believed that video game logic was the right logic. I thought we all just kind of agreed that, yeah, enemies in video games are dumb, they don't make a lot of sense. A lot of stuff in video games doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't really make a sense you can punch a tree in Minecraft. It's a video game, so you just kind of let it slide. But for some reason, dude, I feel like this kid looked at video games more like a tutorial, oh, if you're just enlightened on the cheat code to use in life, then you can run around punching trees like there's no tomorrow. That's Lumber Liquidator's big secret, dude. You wonder how sometimes people can sell hardwood floors for so cheap? It's because they've got the magic trick to just go out there and punch trees instead of actually having to cut them down. Regardless, he kind of runs out the gym, and when you open the door in the gym in the back section, when it wasn't already open, it sets off a little alarm thing. So the little alarm comes off, so the coaches start walking over to see what's going on, because the alarm's going off. And they get over there, and there's all these kids there looking out the window, and sure enough, there's the Minecraft kid kind of running out to the trees. They're a little bit away, but he's jogging out there. And they're like, what is he doing? Is he trying to get out of school? Is he trying to skip? And all the kids are like, no, he said that he can punch that tree and bring back planks of wood. He said that he has the ability to fight a tree and win and then get materials out of it. And you would think that a teacher at that point would be like, goodness gracious, I cannot let this continue. This kid's gonna hurt himself. He's gonna hurt his hand. I can't have this happen on my watch. And that's what a normal teacher would do. But I think we can agree that PE coaches are usually the cool teacher, And the PE coach literally looked at the kids and went, okay, I gotta see this too. He was interested, and how could you not be? Somebody starts swearing that they're the Shaolin monk of lumberjacks. You gotta see if they can back it up. And he calls the other coaches over. So now it's the 3 PE coaches standing there, all the kids looking out this window at the Minecraft kid who's still running over to the trees because he's not the fastest dude in the world. And finally, he gets over there and he looks, and he can probably see the fact that there's a lot of people gathered in the window. It was pretty easy to see into it. And he kind of waves and does a pose, to show off how strong he is. And everybody's kind of like, oh, this is not going to go well. As I said, this kid was already known for being just a little bit out there, maybe a little bit bizarre. This is the same guy who hissed at people and didn't shower, so it wasn't like there was any confidence he was going to do this. And then he kind of starts walking along this row of trees we had planted, and he picks the thickest possible one. So I would say it's probably the average human thigh in diameter. It's probably 8-9 inches. It's a solid piece of wood, not something that I would necessarily be wanting to punch really, really hard. And sure enough, he winds up, looks back at everybody in the window, probably taking one last glance at everyone thinking he's cool before it's done forever, and he just punches the tree as hard as he can. And he punches the tree so hard that you can hear the sound of him punching the tree through the glass. And everybody just goes, oh, because guess what? After he punches the tree that hard, nothing happens. The tree doesn't immediately fall apart. It doesn't get destroyed. It's not Minecraft where you have a little destruction bar being like, just punch the tree 15 more times to get your wood. No, in real life, things that are harder than your fist just suck to punch. And they see the kid kind of yelp in pain, but he tries to act tough because he knows people are watching. And you would think at that point, it's all right, my little hypothesis is up. Minecraft trees are not reality. This isn't how it works. But no. Minecraft kid instead doubles down and starts to hit the tree repeatedly, insanely hard. I don't know if he thought that because in Minecraft you have to punch the tree a lot, that's what his method should be. I don't know really what was going through his mind other than the fact that this kid just starts wailing on this tree like it's a punching bag. And finally, after 8 punches, one of the coaches goes, we gotta stop this kid. And they start running out there to prevent him from punching the tree anymore. And as they're running up there, he's still hitting it. They get over there and pull the kid away from this tree that he's still trying to punch. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you will see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on the channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So, if you haven't already subscribed, turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. I give away free money, you got nothing to lose. And thanks, I'll shut up now. And they start pulling him back into the gym. And they get into the gym, and the kid is screaming that, like, it was just a couple more punches. He saw that it was about to break. They just need to give him more time. And as they're dragging him, dude, people are looking at the kid's knuckles. And his hands are pretty messed up, because that's what happens when you punch a tree 50 times really hard. It doesn't end well for you. So everybody's kind of like, dude, why would you do that? Like, he thought in his head, I think, that everyone would think he was crazy tough. But even as he's getting dragged away, everyone's like, bro, like, why would you do that? Are you okay? And, you know, he's still begging the coaches to let him go back out there and hit the tree more. And then he starts looking at the people that are watching him and being like, yeah, that's right. Next time you want to mess with me, just imagine that, like, I'll do what I just did to that tree to you. Which goes to show, I think he was probably just trying to act tough and show that he could punch a tree a lot. I just don't think he understands that that's not very tough, bro. Like, if you mess with me, I'll do what I did to the tree to you. Let's break that down for a second. The tree is fine. The tree's gonna be good. The tree's gonna be there for another 40 years. Your hands look like you tried to, like, write an essay on a cheese grater, bro. It's just, you didn't really win. If that's your biggest threat, is that you're gonna get really hurt and I'm gonna be fine, it's just not that scary. I will say, personally, I'm not trying to fight the kid that's crazy enough to try to fight a tree, but I'm trying to, like, not fight anyone. Some dude out there, you know, drinks enough Monster Energy and is like, no, I want to fight Satan. And he's fighting you now, Minecraft kid. Regardless, they ended up taking him to the nurse in the office so he could get all bandaged up, like his hands and whatnot, right? So they bandage up his hands, and he goes to other classes, and I guess all day he kept, like, changing his story on what happened. You know, originally it was somebody was making fun of him while we were running the mile, so he punched a tree in half with his bare hands to show him that they should back off. And then when people started being like, that's not what happened, it changed to, he was trying to, you know, show someone a karate move, so he did it on a tree and it broke. He kept trying to tell people that the tree had broke. But I don't really know why he was going for that, like telling everyone the tree was broken, because the trees were, like, in front of our school. So everyone could see the trees, like, walking through school all day. So it was really obvious that none of them had been broken. And yeah, to this day, Minecraft kid probably is out there punching trees somewhere, dude. We got to make sure that this guy does not get into national parks. We got to keep those places nice and sacred. I really don't know how you can, like, let that compute this much. The kid was delusional enough to dress up like a creeper, act like a creeper one time, but, you know, I guess role-playing is sort of normal. You've got to be pretty out of touch with reality to start thinking that you can punch a hole in a tree like Minecraft is real, dude. Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff in Minecraft that ain't too real. You got floating islands, man. You got, like, you feed a dog a bone once and it just never hurts you. Maybe that's his next training, bro. He's gonna go to, like, the Yellowstone Park where they have all the wolves with 2 bones and then, like, give a wolf a bone and it's gonna attack him and he's not gonna understand why. You were supposed to be friendly. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like getting your logic and understanding how the world works from Minecraft is just going to end with you punching a tree a lot and hurting your hand. That's really the only possible outcome. Anyways, guys, that's basically the story. There's not really a happy ending or a sad ending other than everyone just kind of knowing this dude's nuts and willing to fight inanimate objects. I hope it was entertaining, though. If you found it entertaining, I'd really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. It really helps out. And subscribe if you're new. Turn on those notifications. If you really want to help out the channel, you can use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. You get a discount when you do that. It helps me out, and it's super awesome. Other than that, the intro song will be down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast. And last but certainly not least, if you take a look at your screen now, you'll see the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the planet, which can be yours by also checking out that link down below. But yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see all of you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today we've got a subscriber story that was sent in about this dude who apparently got to reject this popular girl in front of the school after she tried to make him look bad. And honestly, a story of karma like that I figured would just fit pretty well here on the channel, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, let's get into it. Press the like button or you're going to get pregnant. And yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's go. Stacking so much money, you would think that it's illegal. I'm getting quiet now. Laying low when you're rich, so I'm wiping down. Making out, stack the bread, cause you love the sound. Alright, ladies and gents, so I think we're all aware of the fact that popular people think life is really easy sometimes, dude. Like, I don't know if it's because teachers, for some reason, are nicer to them, kids are nicer to them, I don't know, bro, but they tend to think things go their way. And, I guess ever since TikTok, YouTube, like, all the social media really became popular, a lot of the kids have kind of gotten, annoyed at the fact that just because they're popular at their school doesn't mean that they're instantly famous on the internet. And while to most people that's like duh, being the most popular person at St. Ignace's middle school for the blind and deaf definitely isn't the same thing as like having 50 million followers on TikTok. Regardless, this guy who sent in this story goes to a high school where the popular kids are always trying to get famous on TikTok, and he ended up getting famous. He was not a very popular guy by any means. He definitely was not the type of person that like people would have expected to have a big social media following, but he just started posting some of him and his friends playing Minecraft on TikTok, them doing funny videos and whatnot, and it blew up, and he has around like 50,000 followers on TikTok now for his little gaming videos. And obviously that's sick, bro. Kudos to him. I ain't never gonna knock the hustle. To anyone out there who's afraid of making content, that's exactly why you should. Homie just started posting him and the boys, now he's got 50,000 followers. Don't ever be afraid of it. But eventually somebody from his school ended up like finding his gaming TikTok and spread it around, and word got out pretty quickly that someone at the school had followers on TikTok. And listen, I'm not saying this happens a lot, like there aren't a lot of people like this, but sadly it is true. I can tell you from experience, once you kind of start to get some internet clout, some people that you haven't talked to in like years, bro, start coming out of nowhere asking you to help them make a YouTube channel and stuff. I remember when people from like my hometown started to find out that I was a YouTuber, because I was at college when I really popped off. I had people like texting my mom asking if I could help their son become a YouTuber, bro, or like, you know, hey, remember back in second grade when we were besties and then I punched you in the face? We could just forget the face punch part. Will you just help me with my channel? I'm telling you, dog, everybody and their mom suddenly like is besties with you. And that's not everyone, okay? That's probably a little bit hyperbolic, but it does happen. Most of my friends didn't change at all. I gotta give a shout out to the boys, Benji, Cyrus, Bumpkin, Dom, Zach. Like, none of my friends really changed, but I did have a couple people that I used to know switch up. And once this guy started to get TikTok followers, all of a sudden that like nerdy outcast position he had before starts to switch up. All the popular kids start to like follow him and ask him to hang out. He starts getting invited to their lunch tables and stuff, and he doesn't really like it, because in his head, he's like, okay, y'all literally didn't know I existed before I had TikTok clout, and now you guys like want to be my best friend, and they had nothing in common. It wasn't a situation where they were like, oh, I didn't really know that you were such a cool dude. These guys weren't like Minecraft players, they weren't gamers. The only reason they wanted to hang out with this dude is because of the TikTok followers. There was one popular girl, though, that this guy happened to know. There was this girl, we're gonna call her Amanda for the story time, and she was one of the most popular girls in the school, and I guess at some point she had like led the subscriber who sent this in on. She had, you know, called him cute, flirted with him a whole bunch, and then like just kind of ghosted him. And listen, everybody makes mistakes, you know what I'm saying, but to be fair, he does have every right to be mad at you if you ghosted him. Like, yeah, I don't really think it's the end of the world if, you know, it doesn't work out and whatever. But at the same time, if you're gonna ghost someone, you kind of have to like stay out of their life after that. You know, you can't come back in whenever you see they're getting some TikTok clout. Regardless, this Amanda girl that had led him on before, like, really led him on. He said in the story time he had a giant crush on this girl, and he was really, really sad when he found out that it was just, you know, her getting some attention. Suddenly starts, like, sliding up into his DMs, bro. She had found out about the TikTok and is like, I always knew you were so funny. I thought you gaming was always so cute. And he knows that this is verifiably 100% cap, because after they stopped talking, her friends kind of told him, like, yeah, she thinks you're kind of weird because you're always playing video games and whatnot. Like, you don't play any sports at the school. All you do is worry about gaming, and she doesn't really like that. And now she's up in his DMs like, oh, I love when you play video games. I've always wanted a quirky gamer BF. And so this guy isn't stupid. He sees through it. And so he just kind of responds to her sliding back in the DMs, politely saying no. He doesn't call her like dumb. He doesn't insult her or anything. He really just goes, look, you know, I'm sorry. We've tried it once before. I don't really think anything's changed. I don't know why it would work now. So we can be friends, but I really just like don't think of you like that anymore. And while, look, I think it's always awkward to have to reject somebody, dude, apparently that really hurt this girl's feelings, because instead of taking it well, she does the exact opposite. He sends her that text, and like 5 minutes later, he gets a call from his friend, and it's like his friend asking, oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay? And obviously, this kid is very confused. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Nothing's going on. What are you talking about? So I guess almost as soon as he had rejected her, she had like gone to her group chat and started saying that, you know, he was hitting on her and she had rejected him and he started crying and whatnot. Like, she had spun this story that he had asked her out again and she had rejected him and he was really upset. And obviously that's just not what happened. He's like, bro, that's crazy because I'm not even kidding. I just messaged her saying that I wasn't interested. So I don't know how this has now somehow become me crying in my bathroom. That's the thing, bro. Like, fine. You know what? You're a little embarrassed you got rejected. You don't have to tell anyone, dude. Like, it's not like you have to go to your friends and say that you rejected him. I don't really get the logic there. You were really just begging to hop in this homie's Minecraft server and put your beds together, and now you're like, oh my god, I rejected him and he was so pathetic. Wouldn't that make you kind of pathetic too, for like trying to get back with him? It's not like this guy was even gonna go around telling the entire school. Like, he was really polite about it, you know? It's not like he responded with, haha, you're an idiot, can't wait to show everyone that you made a mistake by not liking me, and then like sent a picture of his poop in the toilet. No, he just politely said he wasn't interested. There really was no reason to go around telling people that like, yeah, I rejected that moron with the Minecraft TikTok, what a loser. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually a PSN gift card. I give away a gift card in every video here on this channel as a way to say thank you to everyone who subscribed with notifications on. So if you're not already, be sure to press those buttons, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. I'd really appreciate it. And a huge thank you to everyone who's already subscribed with notifications on. It does mean a lot, but I guess there's still a lot of you that don't have them on, so please go ahead and click it. I appreciate y'all that do, and yeah, I'll shut up and get back to the story time now. Enjoy. Anyways, this guy is like, all right, well, that's definitely not what happened. And then he screenshots the Instagram messages. But when he goes back, he screenshots them. And like 2 minutes later, he goes to check and she deleted them. So she had deleted the messages she sent. And I think she thought that like he didn't know yet, you know, that she was going to own him and be like, oh, haha, you don't have the receipts. Guess what? He already got them. So whatever, he goes to school the next day and he plans to like confront her at lunch because he figures that would just be the best place to do it. I don't know, bro. It makes sense. Maybe he didn't have a class with her. I don't know. I just work here, bro. I'm reading what was sent in. And lunch finally comes and he goes up to her and he goes, hey, why are you telling people that you rejected me and I cried when that's definitely not what happened? And he's doing it in front of all of her friends. And usually when you call somebody out like that in front of their friends, you know, they get a little bit embarrassed. They get like shy, scared a little bit. No, she kind of smiles and she's like, because that's what happened. Don't you remember when I rejected you and you cried like a little baby? This girl is literally trying to like say that that happened. I don't think she had any idea that this dude has screenshots. So he tells her, he's like, yeah, remember yesterday when you slid into my DMs asking me to flirt with you and whatnot and da-da-da-da-da, and I told you that I wasn't interested. And she's like, yeah, that never happened. What are you talking about? And he's like, yes, it did. And that's when the smirk comes up on this girl's face. And she says, well, then prove it. Where's the messages? I really think that this girl thought that this dude didn't have the screenshots, that she had deleted them off Instagram fast enough that he was about to pull up the messages and just look nuts. Unfortunately for this girl, though, homie had the receipts. So in front of all of her friends, keep in mind at this point, everybody around the table is looking pretty invested. And how could they not be? School lunches are pretty boring, dude. He pulls up the messages and hits her with the hardest "this you" of all time. He's like, okay, so what about this message where you say that, you know, you love my Minecraft videos, you think I'm adorable, and you miss when we used to talk. What's that? And she's like, obviously embarrassed, and everyone at the table is like, oh my god, no, you did. And listen, dude, I understand a lot of y'all are probably like, that's really petty. And it's not like he was just doing this for fun, dude. This wasn't a "this you" just like for giggles. She was going around telling people that she rejected him, that he was the loser who started crying, and then like when he confronted her, just said, no, I never texted you that. Like, didn't even apologize, you know, nothing. Like, okay, I feel like at that point, "this youing" them is pretty okay. Sometimes it gets a little toxic on TikTok, bro. Like, a girl will post a dancing video and someone will like "this you" it with a screenshot of her dad on Facebook, like saying that he wants to disown her, dude. It's crazy. Some y'all are savages. But this one, pretty appropriate, bro. Pretty fair. So obviously the table's kind of like, oh my god, because she's getting wrecked out here. And she'd been telling everybody all day about how she rejected the popular TikTok guy. So the table starts kind of being like, why would you tell us that you rejected him if you didn't? And she's like, I did. Those messages are fake. And he's like, okay, well then why did you only delete your side of them? And he pulls up her messages. Like, she just kept doubling down, bro. I don't know what's up with this lately. Like, listen, I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes, okay? But quadrupling down is just a bad move, bro, because now you just look silly. And then she tried to spin it on him and be like, you're leaking our messages. That's an invasion of privacy. She tried to go that route. Obviously, that didn't work too well either because everyone's like, bruh, come on. Like, come on. You just flirted with them. It's not the end of the world. Regardless, guys, I think it's pretty funny, though. The girl was pretty embarrassed. The guy still was like, I wasn't mad, to be honest. Like, I didn't hate her or anything. I just thought it was really funny that she kept doubling down over and over and over again. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty entertaining when, like, you know that you know, but they don't know that you know, but you know that you know. I hope that made sense. I feel like it did. I feel like most of y'all probably picked up what I was talking about. Regardless, dog, it is what it is. I didn't have TikTok when I was in high school, but apparently people be switching up if you got the TikTok clout now. Let's get an F in the chat for this dude, bro. I hope everything works out. Keep it up, though, man. You got this. It seems like you got a good head on your shoulders if you're not just letting them walk all over you because you got the TikTok clout, you know? I feel like dating somebody for social media clout has got to be the most exhausting thing ever, bro. Like, having a significant other, a relationship you got to put effort into is a lot of work. I feel like there's just easier ways to get a lot of TikTok followers than, like, dating someone, you know? Maybe that's just my opinion. Yes, I'm putting an increasingly large amount of time into saving this relationship that I don't actually like so I can get followers that don't actually care about me on the app that no one actually cares about. Like, yeah, man, at least YouTube clout means something, I say biasly while looking at my YouTube plex. Jokes aside, y'all, just make sure that whenever you're dating anybody, guy, girl, cousin, left nut, right nut, dog, except I probably don't approve of most of that stuff, just be sure that they like you for you. You know what I'm saying? No cousins or dogs allowed. I think that's off limits. Guys or girls, do whatever floats your boat, and yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to press that like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. It just helps it do better in the algorithm, bro. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a comment, very appreciated. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment the word Minecraft down below. I don't know, I'm just thinking of it. Helps me do better once again. If y'all want more content, I actually do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast. Link will be down below. We talk about gaming stuff and whatnot, so if that interests you, feel free to check it out. And I will also put a link to the intro song down in the description if y'all feel like giving that a listen. The Spotify link's down there. And the last link I gotta plug in the description is the merch link, the Teespring store down below. We got the OG Sub Club merch and the Haha merch, both of which are very fire. Feel free to check them out. And last but certainly not least, follow me on Instagram at Scrubby, where we post the flicks on not a very often basis, but they do get posted sometimes, in the Twitter at Scrubby_69, so y'all can get the latest updates on what's poppin' and oppin'. Realistically, I want to take another second to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Y'all really mean the world to me. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a story time that was sent in to me by a subscriber about a neighborhood kid that he knew that was a little bit too addicted to Minecraft and ended up destroying his house because his parents didn't want him to play it anymore. I figured it would be perfect for the channel, so without further ado, let's get into it. The one thing that really sucks about having crappy neighbors is that, you don't really get to do much about it. You don't get to pick the people that live next to you. I know how that is. Sometimes neighbors can be weird, a little bit crazy, and you're just kind of stuck with it because they bought the house next door. And especially when you're younger, it sucks to have like a weird kid in the neighborhood because you really can't do much to escape them. If you and your friends are riding bikes outside and the weird kid comes outside and starts telling you guys how his scabs taste, you really can't do much other than ride your bikes away. But even then, he could still follow you, you know? Nothing sucked more than back in the day when the weird neighborhood kid would show up and be like, "You guys want to know what the demons in my head have been saying?" No, not really, Jack. I really don't want to know. We're just trying to play 3 flags up here. I don't care about what the demons in your heads are saying. But that's another story. Anyways, the subscriber had a kid in the neighborhood like that. Not necessarily with the demons, just someone that sucked to hang out with. And I'm gonna name him Eric with a K, alright? It doesn't really matter if it's a C or a K, but I'm specifying. I don't want anyone to say the Scrubs universe lore isn't detailed. I'm specifying how the Eric was spelt, alright? I'm committed to detail. And Eric was the type of kid to get really hyper aggressive for no reason. Like if the neighborhood kids were playing with Nerf guns, he would just start chasing people around with the Nerf gun, using it as a bat, like the plastic Nerf gun, just swinging it at people as hard as he could. He would be chasing kids around with Nerf guns, swinging it like Babe Ruth. And listen, it doesn't matter how many times you smack everybody on the other team with the Nerf gun, your batting average isn't gonna go up because you're not playing baseball. Obviously, that type of attitude made him pretty unpopular with the rest of the neighbors. Believe it or not, people don't like being beaten with hard plastic during games where that's not the objective, or even in games where that is the objective. What type of games people are playing where they want to be smacked with plastic bats doesn't make sense to me, but hey, maybe people out there are, I don't know, into that type of thing. Seriously though, most of the neighborhood kids didn't really like hanging out with them after that. If you have a notebook where you write down how to make friends, go ahead and jot that down in the notes section. Don't smack people with Nerf guns, okay? Either way, Eric didn't really care if people wanted to hang out or not because he had gotten a new obsession and had stopped spending as much time outside as he used to. Minecraft was relatively new at the time this story takes place. It's a little bit older now. I think Minecraft came out in like 2009, so this is 2010, 2011. Either way, it doesn't matter because no matter what the game was, Eric basically treated it like it was crack cocaine. You know the Pee Wee Herman PSA where he's like, "Now this is crack." It was the same vibe, the way that Eric was addicted to Minecraft. You would have thought that someone had managed to put some nicotine on the screen. He literally would eat, sleep, and breathe Minecraft. You know the annoying people on Instagram that are like, "I eat, sleep, and breathe hustling. All I do is grind." That was him with Minecraft, but legitimately. You know, he wasn't even just hyping it up for the gram. He basically was so addicted to Minecraft that if he could have, he would have legally changed his name to Steve, that level of addiction. But for some reason, it wasn't just like he was really, really into the video game. He started to think that some of the things you could do in Minecraft somehow also applied to reality. Like, sure, I think everybody went through a Minecraft phase when they were younger. Nothing that weird about that, you know. I played a crap ton of Call of Duty when I was younger, a little bit too into it, kinda cringe. But whatever, that just kinda happens when you're young. But he kind of reached the point where, yeah, reality started to bend a little bit. He was starting to have a Matrix moment. What if the world actually is a block game where physics don't exist? Dreaming that Notch was coming to him and being like, "You will find Herobrine, my son. He is real. You are him. Minecraft is reality." You know, a level of delusion that you just hope nobody ever hits when they get into a video game. I think any video game, it would be especially cringe. Imagine some dude's insanely into Call of Duty. He starts like running around the hallways. Frag out! Some guy gets really into Sims, stops speaking English, and only speaks in Sim talk. Like, no matter what game you're into, if it starts to change the way you look at the real world, it's probably time you wrap up playing it and move on to something else. And video games are video games. It should always be obvious that it's not reality. But out of every video game that you're gonna have like a reality bending time with, I feel like Minecraft is the most obviously fake. Graphics aren't good, you know. Not that it would matter what the graphics looked like, but Minecraft doesn't even look close to reality. It's just classic. Also, it's obvious it's not real because there's just blocks floating in the sky. That doesn't really happen. But either way, Eric started letting it change the way he looked at reality. And one of the biggest problems it caused, and the first time they kind of realized he was way too into Minecraft, was when he decided that he was going to tame a coyote. And listen, anybody who's grown up in the desert probably knows that, like, coyotes, for the most part, unless they got rabies or something, are way more afraid of you than you are of them. We're a lot bigger than them, they're pretty tiny, so, you know, there's not many situations where you have a chance to be close to one. And even though they are afraid of humans, it's not necessarily a type of animal I'd be wanting to run after and try to make my friend, because it still is a coyote, and if it bit you, it wouldn't feel very good. But for some reason, Eric had decided that Minecraft had really nailed how to make a wild dog your friend. You know, he was just going to be able to give it some treats, and then all of a sudden, the coyote would want to be his best friend. You know, in Minecraft, you can walk up to a wild wolf, give it some bones, and then it's just like, yes, I will be loyal to you until the day that I die. He decides that he's going to do that with a coyote, and the biggest problem with that is I just don't necessarily think that's how it works. Like, the only thing you might be taking home if you try to corner a coyote and throw treats at it is rabies or a hole in your arm. I don't think you're going to get the pet dog that you think you're going to be getting out of this, but hey, it is what it is. Good luck, bro. And Eric starts telling everyone in the neighborhood that he's gonna have a pet coyote soon, and they're all gonna be jealous because he's gonna have a pet coyote that will protect him, and if anyone messes with him, the coyote will attack them, blah, 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 blah. And obviously, people are asking him how he plans to go about getting a pet coyote, and he just explains that he's going to give it treats until it trusts him, and then it'll be easy to take him home. And when his parents see that the coyote trusts him, then they'll just let him keep it, because obviously, if you're a parent, you'd be totally cool with your kid bringing home a wild animal into the house and being like, no, mom, you don't understand. I gave him enough milk bones. He's really chill now. Like, listen, this isn't a Disney movie, bro. Snow White might have been able to make all the forest animals help her with chores, but I don't think there's any chance that that's how it's going to work out for you. I would have loved to have been like a fly on the wall when that went down, you know? Come here, coyote. I have treats. Why is your mouth foaming, little guy? What's wrong? Anyways, Eric is bragging to anyone in the neighborhood about how he's gonna get this pet coyote, and even though he wasn't very popular in the neighborhood, he had a lot of issues with people, everyone's telling him not to do it. Hey, that's a really bad idea. I wouldn't go try to make friends with a coyote. It's gonna end up biting you, da-da-da-da-da. They don't even really like the dude, but no one wants to see this guy go be an idiot and get eaten by a coyote. And listen, as much as I appreciate them trying to help Eric, sometimes you just gotta let survival of the fittest happen. If someone's dumb enough to think they can go give treats to a coyote and then they're gonna argue with you and you tell them not to do it, good luck, man. Hey, I told you not to at the end of the day, right? Eric is just arguing with everyone, saying that it's going to work because he had seen it work in Minecraft, once again, not really understanding that the video game isn't real, but then he takes it a step further and starts asking if any of the neighborhood kids want to help him do it. And obviously, no one's jumping for joy at the idea of wanting to help this dude go corner a wild coyote and throw treats at it, because it wasn't a very fun mission. Not only was he not very fun to hang out with, but the mission itself was insanely stupid. It's not like he came along with a Goonies offer, hey guys, I found a treasure map, let's go find some buried gold. No, it was, hey, let's go harass a wild animal. When nobody jumps for joy to join him and to go on his mission though, he decides that he's just gonna set off alone, so he takes his treats, gets on his bike, and pedals off saying that they'll all see, next time they see him, he's gonna have a pet coyote. And because he went off alone, nobody necessarily knew what had gone down. The next day, though, the subscriber's outside hanging out with some of his friends playing football, and they see Eric come out of his house with this like wrap on his arm. And obviously it's an injury. So they kind of ask like, hey, what happened? What's the injury from? Did you end up getting your pet coyote? And he says that he did find a coyote and he had chased after it on his bike, but the treats didn't work for it and it had ended up biting him when he cornered it. Wow, who could have possibly seen that happening? Oh my goodness, you're telling me an animal was running away from you so you cornered it and it bit you? Listen, obviously I don't think it's great that coyotes are out there biting people, but what do you expect to happen? This is like those people that walk up to a tiger in the jungle and like slap it and then are surprised they get mauled. Yeah, I don't think a tiger should maul you, but it is an animal at the end of the day. You probably shouldn't be doing that. It's a coyote, not a golden retriever, but even if you freak out a golden retriever enough, it probably will bite you. I really don't know what he was expecting to happen. They ask for more details, so Eric proceeds to explain that he was on his bike on the trail and he saw a coyote, so he started chasing after it on his bike and it had started running away, as any animal would if you started chasing after it. Imagine you're a coyote just trying to do your coyote thing, you know, eat some trash, and all of a sudden some maniac is chasing after you saying he's going to own you now and he has some treats for you. You'd probably be freaking out running away too. Regardless, he ends up cornering it somehow on his bike and it's backed into the corner and it's snarling at him, not looking too happy, and he had cornered it in one of those areas where there's like the electrical box and the concrete walls around it, so it really had nowhere to go. And it's snarling at him, which is obviously a warning saying, do not get closer to me, I'm an angry coyote. But he got closer and tried to feed it treats. And when he reached out his hand with the treats, instead of taking the treats and saying, thanks man, it had bit him. And he had driven back to his parents' house on his bike and told them that it was a stray dog that had bit him, so they took him to the hospital and he ended up getting taken care of. But the entire time he had stuck to his lie that it had been a stray dog, not a coyote, because he was embarrassed and didn't want his parents to know what had actually happened. And listen, I understand being embarrassed, okay? You thought Minecraft was reality and you were gonna get a coyote to be your pet. I get why you wouldn't want people to know. But then why are you over here just telling everybody about how you managed to corner a coyote and then tried to feed it and are surprised that it bit you? I'm all for not telling people embarrassing stories, but if you don't want people to know the embarrassing story, you can't go around telling them all about it. After that event, though, they kind of didn't know what to say, so they just said, oh wow, that sucks, I'm glad you're okay though. And then Eric spent less and less time outside, which isn't surprising. I didn't think that him being bitten by a coyote would encourage him to be riding around on his bike even more. Especially because he was already wanting Minecraft to be real. If it wasn't real, then he could just go play Minecraft even more, and that's exactly what he did. He spent so much less time outside that he became basically a hermit. Started going full zombie mode, playing Minecraft as much as humanly possible, which, listen, I'm not saying Minecraft is the worst game to be addicted to, but isn't good for anyone. If you're playing any game for like 15, 16 hours a day, it's not good for you. That's kind of a problem. And his parents didn't support it, as his parents shouldn't. If your parents are letting you just play Minecraft for 18 hours a day and not do your homework and are just like, nah, it's totally cool, then they're not doing very good at the whole parenting thing. So his parents end up saying something and say that he's not allowed to play Minecraft that long anymore. They would make him go outside and take breaks from playing games, which is what parents have to do. I'm not gonna fault them for it, but every time Eric would come outside when his parents would kick him off Minecraft, he would act like they were taking away his human rights, man. My mom made me get off Minecraft after only 14 hours of playing. Isn't that ridiculous? It's my right as an American to play video games as long as I want. And all the neighborhood kids that were outside would be like, okay, man, listen, I know that probably sucks, but 14 hours is a very long time to be playing a video game. And he would just say that he hated it and it was so unfair, but it didn't matter because he would wait until everyone else in the house had fallen asleep and then he would go play Minecraft all night, which is once again showing that this guy is insanely addicted to Minecraft. I think everybody had taken their DS and played it late into the night. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you're setting alarms on your phone to like time your Minecraft playtime so you can play it while your parents are sleeping and then go and pretend to be asleep when they they wake up for work every single night? Yeah, that's a pretty next level video game addiction you got going on, especially if you're doing it after you convinced yourself that you would make friends with a coyote by throwing treats at it. And this went on for a while, and every time his parents would kick him out to go play outside and take a break from playing video games, he would get angrier and angrier about it. And one day he comes outside and is literally beet red, saying that his parents took his computer away and it was bull crap because it was his computer and they had no right to do that. Even though his parents had bought it for him and he was probably like sneaking playing Minecraft at 3 in the morning and they caught him or something. He's raging, saying that his parents taking away his computer was basically the equivalent of them not letting him eat, which it's really not the same thing at all. One of them you need to survive, one of them you don't. And everybody that's listening to him rant really doesn't know what to say, but he is insanely pissed, just ranting about how they shouldn't have let him not play Minecraft. It's ridiculous, and he's going to teach them a lesson. And if they're not going to let him play, then he might as well just destroy their entire house because they don't deserve it anyways. When he says he's going to destroy their house, though, everyone he's talking to cringes and tells him that it's not that deep and it's not worth destroying his house, which should be obvious. I mean, I guess it would be annoying, but it's not worth destroying a house over, especially when you live there. Kind of like punching yourself in the face. Like, does he realize if you destroy the house, you still have to live in it, right? If you flood the basement, you still have to live in it. You light the kitchen on fire, you still gotta cook in it. There's literally no benefit to destroying anyone's house if you don't live there, because destroying someone's home is next level, but destroying your own home is especially stupid. Next level stupid. It'd be like buying a car to crash it. No one would learn a lesson but you. Yep, cars still crash even if you're an idiot. Anyways, Eric isn't having it though, and says that when his parents go to work, he was gonna destroy the house. Then it was spring break, so there was going to be a couple days this week where all the kids would be home while the parents were gone at work, and everyone in the neighborhood tells Eric not to do it. They say, look, dude, it's really gonna mess up not only your house, but your parents are gonna be even angrier if you destroy everything, so just don't do it if you actually want to be able to play Minecraft more. But they're not close enough to say a whole lot more than that. They don't actually have any pull over him because no one really knows him or is close to him. So they can't really tell him what to do. So he goes back inside pretty confident that, nope, this is the right idea. I'm going to destroy my house. And the next day, everyone is hanging out because it's spring break and everyone's home for the week, and they're outside playing football. And Eric comes outside of his house beaming from ear to ear, but not like a good smile, a creepy smile. That 500-yard stare, you know, just looking like he definitely just robbed a bank or something. And he's giggling a little bit, but it's a creepy giggle, the type of giggle where you know whatever he thinks is funny isn't that funny. He's gonna be the only person that finds it entertaining. And as he gets closer, it's pretty obvious that he had gone insane on something in the house because he's covered in this white dust. So either he has the worst dandruff of all time and is just shedding skin from the top of his head at a rate that has never been seen, or he's covered in drywall from destroying the house. And as he gets closer, he says that, oh, my living room is destroyed, and he's still smiling as he says it. And that creeps out everybody because why would you be so happy that your living room is destroyed? And one of the other guys in the group says that he doesn't believe that he destroyed his living room and he hopes that he was kidding. And Eric pulls out his phone and decides that he's going to show them proof. So he goes to photos and turns the phone, and what everybody sees on the screen leaves them shocked. On the screen is photos of his living room, or I guess it would be better to say what's left of his living room, because there are huge holes in the drywall. It's never good to have holes in drywall. I would say it's one of those things that you don't want to have. Holes in the wall, I would say, ranks up there as something you don't want to have in your house. But it's not like there was just little holes where he had punched a hole in the wall. It looked like he had punched into the wall, spread out his hand to grab it, and then like yank it off the wall. There's literally chunks of drywall missing in the living room. The floor is just covered in pieces of it. But it's not like he just stopped at destroying the drywall either. No, apparently he was so mad about not being able to play Minecraft that he had to take it to a level even further than just destroying the drywall. because he had started to rip up giant chunks of the carpet in the living room and ruined it. I mean, just grabbed huge pieces and just ripped it up. Not the entire carpet, but just had like pulled out a foot of carpet here, 2 feet of carpet there, just absolutely ruined it. And then he slides to a different photo, which is of a different angle, and it shows that the carpet and the wall aren't the only things he's messed with either. Apparently, he had decided to take paint to the couch, because it looked like it had been an insanely nice leather couch at one point. Looked pretty comfortable, and now it's just covered in paint from Eric's little rampage. On this leather couch in paint, he had written that it was so unfair or something like that. Which, yeah, okay, man, it was really unfair that they didn't want you on Minecraft 14 hours a day, so you decided to destroy their entire living room as payback. I'm not saying that I'm in charge of the scales of justice, but even if you think being banned from Minecraft was insanely unfair, destroying the living room is more unfair. I don't think it's very even. One of them is for your own good, because you just don't need to be doing anything for 15 hours a day, and one of them is expensive and destructive and makes everyone not feel safe in the home. And the rest of everyone that he's showing the pictures to tell Eric that it wasn't cool, and he's surprised that they don't think it was the coolest thing ever. Which, obviously, a bunch of strangers aren't going to think it's a good idea to destroy your living room, Eric. And he tries to explain to them that they don't understand. His parents took his computer away and wouldn't let him play Minecraft, so he had to teach him a lesson. I'm gonna say that I disagree with that. Sure. You're really mad that they took away your computer, so you destroyed the living room. Say it again very slowly. If you can repeat that 5 times and don't notice a problem, then there's no helping you anyways. Yeah, I said it 5 times slowly, but I don't get what the issue is. My parents deserve to have their home destroyed. Sure, I have to use the living room too, but I don't regret it. If you don't notice the problem, man, then you're even dumber than I thought. And everyone is stunned by what he's showing them, so the subscriber decides to ask him a question and asks, what are you gonna do when your parents get home and they see this? Which is a fair question. You thought they were mad before because you were playing too much Minecraft. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're not gonna take too kindly to the whole living room being destroyed with "it's so unfair" written on the couch. But Eric doesn't really have an answer to that question, probably hadn't thought that far ahead, because he just says something about how they'll have to let him play Minecraft more now. And someone else chimes in and asks Eric another fair question, which was, why would they let him play more Minecraft now? Seriously, it's probably the most poorly thought out plan in history if you want your PC back. Should have decided to do some extra chores, maybe clean your room or something, write a letter apologizing. I don't think destroying the entire house is gonna get them more on your side. Listen, Mom and Dad, I thought you guys were drastically unfair. So now I've forced you into a situation where you have to max out the credit card. Deal with it, you absolute morons. And as everyone's telling him that his parents are going to be more pissed and it's not actually going to get him any more Minecraft time, Eric finally gets all wide-eyed because his brain is registering the situation at hand and that it's not going to look very good to anyone. So he starts asking everybody if they would help him. It was like once they pointed out that he was going to get in trouble, it clicked. And he's desperate. Guys, please help me fix the house. I really need help. Come on, you guys gotta help me get out of trouble. And none of these guys know how to fix a house. It's not like they're drywall repairmen. Even if they did know how to fix it, I'm sure fixing a small hole in the drywall is easy. Once you start ripping off entire panels of drywall and ripping up carpet, I think it's a little bit above the standard person's pay grade in terms of what they can repair. And they don't really want to get involved. The last thing you want to do is have a situation where Eric throws you under the bus. And to make matters even worse, it's not like it's the middle of the morning anymore. It's late afternoon, so everyone's parents are going to be home in about 2 hours. So no, they don't want to be involved, and it's up to him to fix it. So he starts freaking out, saying that he's going to find a way to avoid getting in trouble, and runs back into his house, and everyone is left standing there like, wow, that guy's probably screwed. And they probably wouldn't have helped under any circumstance, but they're especially not going to help when the parents are only an hour or 2 away from coming home, because you don't want to be involved in that. Imagine Eric's parents come into the living room all destroyed and all of them just trying to fix it. They're trying to like glue the carpet back together. We're out of Elmer's glue. We used 9 bottles. Oh, hey, your parents are home. I think Eric and his stupid Bob the Builder crew would have gotten in more trouble trying to fix it together. And to be honest, I just wouldn't want to be there when they start yelling at him for destroying the living room. About 4 hours later, though, they know Eric's parents got home and have decided to start arguing with him because they hear yelling. They were in one of their other friends' backyard that was 2 houses away from Eric's house when they start hearing yelling about, like, what did you do? And then Eric yells back about how he wanted to show them why he should be able to play Minecraft more, which is a classic situation. I think everyone's been there, let's be honest. If you have never destroyed your living room to try to earn some more Minecraft time, you're not an American. Anyways, there's a bunch of screaming back and forth, and Eric is not doing a very good job at winning the argument. He's getting shredded because there's really no way to win that argument. How do you prove to your parents that destroying the living room was a good response to them saying you couldn't play Minecraft? So, because he's losing, I think he decided to try to escape, so he goes into the backyard, and his parents follow him out there to talk to him. And now they're yelling in the backyard, which makes it a lot easier for them to hear from one backyard over. And as they're going back and forth, Eric starts yelling out that he's gonna go live with his grandma so that he could play more video games, and his mom yells back that he can go ahead because his grandma has no Wi-Fi anyways. And so if he went there, he'd be playing even less video games. And then Eric started yelling at his mom that it was unfair, and if he moved into his grandma's house, they had to pay for the Wi-Fi. Like, what, dude? Okay, you're gonna demand to basically run away, not live with your parents. And then you're also gonna demand that they start picking up the bills so you can continue to play Minecraft at the new house you live at. Yeah, seems fair to me. They're probably gonna be really on board with that one, especially because they're about to have to shell out a bunch of money to fix everything you broke in the living room. What's even more money on top of that, you know? If they really loved you, they would definitely pay for your internet. After that, they ended up going back inside, so the yelling wasn't as clear anymore, and it stopped about an hour later, and Eric didn't end up moving out. He still lived there. But he obviously got in a metric crap ton of trouble, definitely didn't make a good case to end up playing more Minecraft, and he didn't really come outside to play anymore after that. He got a lot weirder at school and just kind of avoided everyone in the neighborhood as if they had the bubonic plague. I don't know if that was more from embarrassment or just thinking that they were haters or what. They don't understand how serious Minecraft can be. The sheer fact that they don't support me and needing to destroy my parents' house to earn more gaming time is why I don't hang out with them. I don't need unsupportive losers in my life. Overall, I would just recommend not destroying your house over Minecraft. It's never gonna help you win an argument with your parents to destroy a bunch of stuff and then be like, hey, if you guys would have just let me do what I wanted, I wouldn't have destroyed anything. If anything, you're just gonna prove their point on why you should not have access to it anymore and look addicted. This guy basically had a Minecraft crack problem. I'm willing to destroy my house if it means getting more of it. Like, okay, yeah, taking away the PC was a good idea. Usually in these stories, the parents that hate video games are over the top, but I think in this situation, they didn't even do anything that bad. Hey, you can't play for 14 hours a day. What? Are you serious right now, Mom? Are you for real? How am I supposed to find diamonds if I'm not playing at least 27 hours a day? I actually want to invent something to slow down the rotation of the earth so days take even longer. So that way I can play even more Minecraft. And if you don't let me, then I'm gonna burn the house down, alright? Last time it was the living room. This time it's pyromania. You don't understand, Mom. I will never become a PvP god if you keep trying to prevent me from gaming 19 hours a day. I'm just saying, I know playing video games all day, every day is fun, but like staying up all night, every night, having a timer to know when your family goes to sleep, that's just next level. I would not recommend taking it that far. It just makes you look like you've got a problem. Anyways, guys, that'll do it for the video, though. If you did enjoy it, I would really appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought. I've been trying to make the videos longer and longer. This is the second 30-minute video this week, so if you could press the like button to let me know you guys like the longer videos, I would really appreciate it. And also, I didn't want to do it too early in the video. It's also my birthday, so you have to press the like button. I'm guilt tripping all of you because it is my birthday. You have to like and comment, alright? I get to do this once a year, so I'm pulling out the big guns. After you press the like button, go ahead and comment Minecraft down below. I would greatly appreciate it. It just helps the video do better and hit recommended, and obviously I like views because I do this as has a job and views equals money. And rumor has it that if you like and comment on the video, you get a metric crap ton of swag points. I've tested it myself, so go ahead and check it out. And if you're new and you're not subscribed to the channel, then be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. I post one of these every other day. And one other thing I wanted to announce, a lot of you guys have said you want like the reaction stuff back. My third channel, Cringey, I've been posting once, twice every day, just kind of reacting to news articles and stuff, so feel free to check that out. And other than that, I also do post the audio versions of my story times on Spotify, so if you want to check that out, a link can be found in the description. And there's also a playlist that I made with some of my favorite story times of the year so far, so if you're doing homework, you know, playing video games, want something to listen to, feel free to check that out, link also down below. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching. As I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see each and every single one of you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today, I've got some insane Minecraft kid story times that I know you guys are going to enjoy, and it's the last video before the 12 days of Scrubs. That's right, if you don't know what that is, starting tomorrow I'm going to be uploading like really long compilations of videos in honor of the Christmas season. So yeah, looking forward to that, but on that note, let's get into this insane Minecraft kid story time. Press the like button, otherwise no joke, no scam. Someone will bite you on the ankle tomorrow. Phew, you don't want that to happen, so press the like button. Here's the comment of the day from the last video, and let's hop into it. Alright, so this first one is from a guy who was hanging out in front of his house, just spending time with his cousins, and they were really like playing with their dog. They were throwing a tennis ball, dog was chasing it, you know, fetch, the classic game. And as they're doing that, they see this kid kind of like come out of the house on the right and look at them and kind of stare at them for a while, watching the dog. And it's a weird type of stare. It's not just like watching what's going on. It's almost like he's kind of sizing them up somehow, trying to figure out if his next move is worthwhile. And after a bit, he walks over and he starts trying to talk to them, and he's like, "Can I tame your dog?" And they really don't know what he means by this, because the person who sent this into me is not like some giant gamer or anything. So they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he starts to explain that he has chicken bones in his house, and if he goes and gets them and feeds them to the dog, then the dog will be tamed and it will listen to him and it'll teleport with him. And they're like, "Yeah, that's not really how it works, and you can't feed dogs chicken bones because they will choke on them and die. So no, you can't try to tame our dog, and even then if it did work, like, it's our dog." And he kind of argues with them for a bit, and they say no, and he leaves, and they don't go inside. It's not like they feel the need to run away or anything, but they see him come back outside, and he's acting pretty shady, like he's trying to hide stuff, you know. And they see him start walking up to the dog, and they watch him take a chicken bone out of his pocket and try to give it to the dog. Which, A, they just told you not to do that because it can kill the dog. Like, that's a pretty insane thing to do. And B, you were just keeping a chicken bone in your pocket, like, didn't even degrease it, you know, still a little meat on the bone. You just shove that in your Levi's. Could you imagine the smell that this guy's jeans have to have? You're trying to like sit next to him on the bus. Next thing you know, the smell of just rotten meat is like evaporating off his jeans into your nostril. No, thank you. That's just one of the things you shouldn't shove in your pocket. I'd be very concerned if someone's like, "Hey, you want a chicken wing?" and you said yes. They just reach into their pocket and pull one out. But whatever, the person who like owns the dog goes, "Hey, do not feed those to my dog. I just said that." And he starts freaking out on them and is like, "You need to let me try to tame your dog." And they say, "No, absolutely not. Like, you cannot feed our dog chicken bones." And so he walks away from the dog and starts walking back to his house. In his house, the landscaping had like a fake river thing going through the front yard with like river rocks, you know, those big round rocks. And he walks and he kind of picks one up, and he starts coming back to them holding a rock now. And obviously that gives them a bad vibe. Like, is he gonna try to hit me with the rock? Is he gonna throw it at me? So they get their dog and they go across the street and are telling him like, "Hey, don't come over here, don't come over here." And the Minecraft kid keeps picking this river rock up like he's about to throw throw it like it's a baseball. And so as he's about to throw it at them, a car drives by, and he's so uncoordinated that like he goes to not throw it, but he doesn't have the athletic ability to pull the rock back. And so the rock flies out of his hand and smacks straight into the driver's side window. And the people who sent this to me are on the other side, but just based on the sound alone of like the crack, they could tell that it immediately broke the window. Not shattered it, but you know, like when something hits glass and you hear like a pop sound, you know for a fact that something happened. And so the car slams on the brakes, goes into reverse, and they just hear the window roll down, not the one that got hit by the rock, the back one. "What is wrong with you?" And he starts trying to explain Minecraft Kid to the driver of the car he just hit with a rock that he was mad at the people across the street because they wouldn't let him feed chicken bones to the dog so that way they could tame it. And this person's having none of it. So they get out of the car, and the people who sent this to me go back across the street and into their house. They don't want to be out here involved anymore. So they go inside and they open the front window, and now they're just watching this. And he is still trying to explain to this person that he just smacked with a rock while they were driving, that like it's not that big of a deal because he was trying to do it in order to, I don't know, tame a dog so it would teleport with him. And even the person whose car he hit with the rock is like, "You can't even feed dogs chicken bones. Like that's not good for them. Let me talk to your parents now. Like you better go get your parents." And the Minecraft Kid goes to get his parents because he doesn't really have a choice. Like if he would have just gone inside and not come back out, something tells me that this person would have gone and knocked on the door. You've destroyed a part of their car. I don't think they're like just gonna drive away at that point. Oh, whatever. Oh well, I guess I'll move on. So he goes and gets his parents, and his parents come outside and they're talking to the guy, and they're talking about how stupid this situation is, and his parents are mortified, embarrassed, because the guy's yelling at them like, "Why is your kid talking about making dogs teleport and throwing rocks at cars?" And so they exchange insurances, they have all this information. Minecraft Kid's parents are like, "We're so sorry, we have no idea what got into him, we'll look into this immediately." And they go back inside. And after that, they didn't see the kid come outside and like play Minecraft again for a while, which I don't know is the best. The fact that they were like, "You're grounded, you can't go outside." Well, clearly if he's starting to think that Minecraft is the real world, that might have the opposite of the intended effect. They're like, "This'll teach him that Minecraft isn't real." Meanwhile, he does nothing but play Minecraft for like the next 3 months. He probably needed to have an opposite grounding. Like, okay, go outside. You need to go touch grass because dogs can't be tamed magically. That is the first one though. I thought that one was nuts. So if you like the first one, be sure to press the like button. But this next one is also definitely out there, bro. That's right. I'm bringing you multiple. We got like a 3-for-1 special today, ladies and gents. So smack that like button. All right. So this next one was sent in to me by someone that works at like an architecture firm as a assistant intern, like new guy type of multi-job role thing. Every now and then he gets to do actual architectural work, but he's really new, so like most of the time he's getting coffee, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And there was this like guy who got a job there, probably through his parents' connections, because he had literally no qualifications. The person that sent this to me was in school to become an architect. This guy literally was like, I've never had any interest in it whatsoever. I just needed a job, so my parents hooked me up. And the thing about architecture is this: it's not Minecraft. If you build something in Minecraft, it doesn't have anything to do with real building. Like, you can't take Minecraft skills and translate them into building skyscrapers. But somehow, this guy that had managed to get a job through like his parents' connection or whatever thought that it was a fantastic idea to sketch and design things in Minecraft. And everyone else is like doing measurements, making sure it would work. This guy just assumed that if you could build it in Minecraft, you could build it in real life. And one day the boss comes in and he's like, everybody needs to make a prototype for da-da-da. Here's the project. You need to have it done. And if you don't have it done, there's going to be issues. So now everyone's super stressed and working on their project, but he's over there playing Minecraft, building things that are impossible to be built in real life. Like, I'm talking just massive parts where there's just huge overhangs with no support beams or anything. You know, the building is so large that it's like the size of a mountain. Just things that you could never do in real life in the first place. It's not like he was going to do some fun marketing thing of, well, look at how awesome it looked in Minecraft, haha. Like just waterfalls from nowhere, they're just dropping to the floor. Just like crazy things that there's no way they would select in a building even if they could. And one day, the person who sent this in to me decides to just maybe give him a little bit of a warning, and he's like, look, I don't think Minecraft is a bad idea for like a prototype. It's different, but you just might want to make sure that the building's possible to be built. Like, you might want some realistic physics on there. And the guy snaps back at him, mind your business, you know, I think that you're just jealous that I'm gonna get the job. So how about you shut up and mind your business, and if I see you trying to copy me in any way, like, I'm gonna know that you took my idea. And he was not planning on taking the guy's idea, and he was definitely not worried about his boss selecting that one over his design. He was trying to help the guy and tell him that, like, they're not going to take the fact that this building can't even be built very well. And for the next week, this guy is Minecrafting his heart out every day, just going all in on these prototypes of buildings. And you would think if you're spending a week straight building stuff on Minecraft that it would be pretty impressive, but the person who sent this to me was like, I'm not a Minecraft expert, but I can guarantee you that that was not fantastic building. So he has all these crappy looking skyscraper-esque buildings, and finally the meeting comes around. And they walk in, they sit down, and the CEO is there, like everyone from the company that's important, and they start saying that they're very excited to see their presentations and see who has a future here at this firm. And the Minecraft kid volunteers to go first. And so no one says anything, like, all right, if you want to volunteer to go first, then you can go for it. And he gets up and gives a PowerPoint. And on the first slide of the PowerPoint isn't anything about, you know, these buildings or Minecraft. It's a slide just calling out his coworker who tried to help him, saying that, like, he told him this presentation was a bad idea and that he was going to regret it because he knew that everyone was going to love this idea. He was going to rue ever crossing him, like Neville from iCarly sounding situation. So whatever, he goes on and gives his speech in front of all these executives and then opens up his Minecraft world. And all of the executives at this company are a little bit older. I think that's just kind of like the default setting for most executives. And they don't really know what's going on, and he starts showing them the building and explaining what it looks like. And he picked probably the worst building for this because it's literally floating. Like, parts of the building are floating, defying gravity, looking like Pandora from Avatar with just like the floating structures everywhere. And everyone's looking very confused, especially the executives. They're not gamers, you know, they might have heard the word Minecraft a couple times when their grandkid was throwing Cheerios at them and telling them to go get a Minecraft iPad or whatever, but they're not experts. So they interrupt him after a minute and ask him to explain because they're like, none of this is real. We don't understand what we can do about this. And he starts to give a speech about how anything is possible with the power of imagination. They could make anything doable. Which, like, all right, Walt Disney, we get it. You have a big dream here. But the laws of physics are kind of the laws of physics. We can't make things float magically. If they have weight to them, gravity's gonna pull them down. And so they cut him off in the middle of his speech and tell him that, like, it's great that he has an imagination, but they need buildings that would actually work. And the CEO tells him, like, your creativity's appreciated, but this just isn't what we're looking for. And he cuts off the CEO and tells him to shut his stupid mouth, which is a very funny thing to say to the CEO of your company, especially when he's trying to be nice about the dumbest thing he's ever seen. And he says to shut his mouth, otherwise, like, there's gonna be problems and he needs to let him finish his presentation. And the CEO is like, you're not gonna finish your presentation, you need to get out. He didn't even fire him, just said get out. But the guy starts arguing with the CEO, like, you need to let me finish. And at that point, he's had enough and says, all right, now you're fired. You don't have a job. And Minecraft guy starts arguing with the CEO, being like, you can't fire me. I understand no one wants to lose their job, but if the CEO looks at you and says you're fired, I think you're fired. Like, I don't think there's really much you can do about it. And then when he realizes that's not gonna work, he turns into, like, anger, you know, just denial. Well, fine, I'm gonna go somewhere where my talents would be appreciated. You guys weren't paying me enough anyways. And this is happening in front of everyone. So the CEO snaps back and is like, the only reason you got this job in the first place was because of your parents. We didn't hire you because we thought you were the world's best designer, and clearly you're not. And so everybody's watching, and it's just like secondhand embarrassment, secondhand cringe, and he starts trying to say that his parents didn't get him the job, but there's no way that he got a job with this skill level of architecture unless there was a connection. Like, you're telling me he got through the interview to be an architectural designer without mentioning the fact that he's never designed a building and was gonna use Minecraft? That only happens if there was no interview and he just got the job. But whatever, he ended up storming out saying that he was gonna be appreciated somewhere else, packed up his desk, and then before he left did a huge dramatic, like, you guys are going to regret the day day that you decided not to work with me. When my work is everywhere on the skyline, you'll be full of regret. And no one replied. So he repeated it and no one replied again. And like before he could do it a third time, somebody came up and started escorting him out. But yeah, I don't really know what his game plan was. I feel like too, if you are a rich parent watching this for whatever reason, if you're gonna use your connections to get your kid a job, at least make sure they're somewhat qualified for it. Cause goodness gracious, bro, like this is just next level embarrassing. I would not be using my connections to get my kid a job they can't handle. But I don't know, if they're also designing buildings in Minecraft and thinking they are an architect, do you just go, all right, well, they're delusional, might as well help them out somehow. Good thing I'm not a parent, that's for sure. All right, before the next story, I'm gonna give away a gift card on screen now as a code. I give one of these away every day as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on the noties. If you already do, you're a legend, and let's get into the next story time. Alright, this one takes place on the bus back in the day when Minecraft first came out, so I think I was like 11, 12 years old. It was still the beta, I'm not sure exactly when, but I started playing around the time that beds got added. So that's dating myself a little bit, but like I've been playing Minecraft for a while. And this one guy on the bus had his laptop out and he was playing it, and I think playing your laptop on a school bus is just brave, because like people are gonna mess with you, and especially back then, people didn't really bring their laptop on the bus and play video games. I don't know, it was still in that like weird in-between era where video games were becoming more popular, but you were still a big nerd if you played video games. So this guy's on his laptop playing Minecraft and everyone's kind of crowding around him because people just didn't do that. And it looks like there's like a show going on. That's how thick the crowd is. You couldn't even see through the group of people. So whatever, I happen to be sitting in the seat in front of him and I'm just kind of listening to the crowd. I'm not trying to overhear anything, but like if someone says something really loud, obviously I hear it. And he dies in Minecraft and I hear people being like, oh, maybe I'll get a turn, maybe I'll get a turn. And I don't blame him for this, but like he's not going to let people just play his laptop. That would just be weird. So when everyone starts being like, I want to turn, he says, no, I'm not gonna let people touch my laptop, which is fair, but the problem with the school bus is it's got like the laws of the Wild West. No one cares when anyone says they're like, I want to play Minecraft. So I start hearing people when he says no being like, we should just take it from him and then we could play. And a lot of the like kids that are saying this happen to be the dudes on the bus who were the bullies of the bus, for lack of a better word. They didn't shove everyone around, but like they were definitely willing to take his laptop and play Minecraft until we got to the school. And I didn't want them to know that I had overheard and was gonna like warn the guy whose laptop it was, but I also felt like I had an obligation to at least give Minecraft guy a chance to put it away and avoid all of this. So I just said, hey man, you might want to put your laptop away. Like people are starting to get a little grabby at it every time that you die in Minecraft. And he looks at me and is like, oh, is someone just jealous of the fact that they don't have their laptop? You probably have never even played this game before, so I know what I'm doing, okay? I didn't mention your Minecraft skills at all, bro. Not once did I ever say that you're doing anything wrong. I was just trying to tell you that, like, you might want to put your laptop away. I have a laptop at home. I have Minecraft. I was just trying to stop him from getting his stuff taken, but whatever. So I just turn around and sit back down. And like 5 minutes later, I hear him die on Minecraft, and then I hear a little bit of a scuffle. And he's yelling like, stop, stop, that's my laptop. And I turn around and one of the bigger kids who had said, I'm going to take this, has his hands like on the top part where the monitor is, and the Minecraft kid's hands are like down by the keyboard, and they're pulling the laptop back and forth. And laptops aren't meant to be like manhandled like that, so you're kind of hearing it give like noises indicating that it's about to break. And finally, they both give it like a pull to try to get it out of the other person's hands, and right at the middle of the laptop where it hinges close, it just breaks. And they go flying in opposite directions. Like imagine people playing tug of war and it just rips in half and they just go like their momentum takes them different ways. And now the laptop's in half, there's two different pieces, and everyone is like, oh my gosh, whoa. And the Minecraft kid is rightfully pissed. This dude just broke his laptop. So he gets up and starts like trying to go after the kid who broke his laptop, and he hits him, but the bully doesn't hit him back. Instead, what he does is he reaches over, and you know on like the school bus windows how you have to just pull those things in and like pull the window down? He does that, picks up the screen part, and just like a frisbee tosses it out the window. So the top of this laptop hits the road and starts like down the side of the road. Who knows how many times it got ran over after that. But the bus driver looks out the rear view window, sees something flying and like hitting the road. So they slam on the brakes, and now everyone's gonna get in trouble, right? So the bus driver stops, turns around, and is like, who threw something? And everybody on the school bus turns and points at the kid who threw the thing out the window. And so she walks up to him and is like, why did you do that? And he starts saying that if he would have just let him play Minecraft, it was his turn. He wouldn't have had to break the laptop. And the bus driver is like, what broken laptop? And so the Minecraft kid, who's in tears now, is saying that he was playing his laptop and this guy grabbed it and broke it and threw it out the window. And I could see the moment in my bus driver's eyes where she decided that, like, I'm not getting paid enough to deal with this, because she just looked at them and said, come sit at the front of the bus. The principal can deal with this one. I'm not. And so they both go up to the front of the bus and sit down, and like they're forced to sit next to each other, which is awkward. And then the bus driver, before we keep driving, like calls the school, lets them know what's going on. And the entire rest of the bus ride, everybody is silent because, you know, we're letting some respectful silence pass in honor of the laptop that had to be thrown out the bus window. And so we get there, and by the time we get to the school, the word must have been legit, because the principal, the deans, like everybody is standing there, arms crossed, looking like they're about to welcome us into like boot camp or something. And they come on, get the two of them that were fighting, and they all go. And everybody else gets off the school bus, and the rest of the day, everyone's hearing about it. Like, I'm getting asked because people know I'm on that bus what happened, because they heard that some guy, like, took a laptop and threw it and broke a car's window. Just got way more dramatic, but whatever. And I'm like, yeah, someone broke a laptop and threw it out the window. So everyone's talking about it. So when they finally got punished, people wanted to know what happened. And this is the dumbest part of the entire story, right? Somehow, both of them ended up getting suspended, which is absurd to me, all right? You had one person who was playing their laptop on the bus, and then another person who broke the laptop and threw it out the window. How do both of those people end up getting suspended? It was one of those things that because he had fought back, like they had to punish him too, which I don't know, man. If someone throws your laptop out the window and you like shove them, I feel like that's a pretty logical response, you know? Punishing someone for that just seems a little bit unfair. Listen, you guys both did things that were wrong today. Sure, he attacked you out of nowhere, broke your laptop and threw it out the window, but you did push him. So both of you got to go down. He did become a little bit of a legend. Like no one messed with him after that. He got a new laptop. But yeah, he was really just trying to enjoy some Minecraft on the bus. Guy breaks his laptop, throws it out the window, and then he gets suspended. Might be the unluckiest day of like anyone's life in that situation. All right, and this last one, you know, I'll throw in an extra bonus story, is from a friend of mine. He has a little brother, and when I say little brother, they're like a year apart, so not that much younger than him. And back in the day, when you wanted to mod Minecraft, you used to have to like go into the jar file and change a bunch of stuff and then hope it worked. And it was probably very simple, but because we were younger, we just like would mess it up a lot. And there was one mod that he really, really wanted to play. And he had spent probably like a good 4 or 5 hours just trying to get this mod to work, and it wasn't working. And so he would have to restart and redo it. And just every time it's failing, and every time it fails, he's getting more and more frustrated, which makes sense, right? Except the thing is, if it's failing, it's not the computer's fault, it's not Minecraft's fault, it's not the mod's fault, it's probably your fault because you're the one trying to do it and you don't have the experience. But instead of like thinking logically, he's just getting angrier and angrier until the point where I guess the computer crossed the line. It must have done something to him. I don't know, maybe it talked crap to him. But all my friend who's telling me this says is he's sitting at the bottom of the stairs watching TV. And he hears like a bunch of noise upstairs and hears stomping. And he looks up the stairs and he sees his brother, who has the family PC. Like, it's not like they had their own gaming computer. It was just like the family HP for QuickBooks. And he has it above his head and he's like, I am over this thing. And the next thing he sees is his brother just letting it go down the stairs. And their stairs didn't have like a landing and then a turn. It was just a straight shot. So this thing flies and smacks onto the ground. They had hardwood floors and just thuds. It scratches the hardwood floor, and it slides and like smacks into the baseboard. And he walks over and he's like, dude, why did you do that? And his brother just starts being like, I don't care. That PC's a piece of crap. It won't load my mods. And he's like, you just threw our family computer down the stairs because you couldn't get your Minecraft mod to work? And his brother's like, yeah, I've been working on it all morning. Well, you're definitely not going to be working on it now, considering you just threw it down the stairs, bro. So he doesn't really understand the logic there. But the PC is now at the bottom of the stairs. And so he leaves it there. And his brother's like, what, you aren't going to pick it up and bring it back up here? And he's like, no, I'm not going to pick up the PC that you just threw down the stairs and bring it back up to you. What are you going to do, throw it again? And he's like, well, we have to put it back so that, or mom and dad are going to know that we broke it. Or they're going to know that you broke it. You think it's still working? You just threw a computer down the stairs, bro. I don't think electronics are known for their toughness. Good luck. So he's like, no, you come get it. So he comes and gets it, takes it upstairs, and then he hears his brother getting frustrated because it's not working. And he's like getting angry with the computer that it won't turn on. And it's like, why are you mad at the computer? It was working before you threw it down the stairs, man. Like, you can't get mad at it for not working. That's the equivalent of slamming your car into a wall and then being like, oh, it won't turn on now. What a piece of junk. Well, it was working until you decided to break it. And his parents get home, and of course, pretty quickly, they're like, hey, what's wrong with the computer? And he looks at his brother, and his brother's like, I don't know, I didn't do anything to it. And his parents are like, well, that's weird, because it's like broken, like stuff is broken. And finally, he comes clean. He's like, all right, I threw it down the stairs. And his parents are like, why did you throw the computer down the stairs? And he has to re-explain it to them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Minecraft was banned in this guy's house for like 3 years. And then one day they were at a party at like a family friend's house, and his dad is watching someone else play Minecraft. And he's like, oh, this game's so peaceful. What is it? And they told him. And his dad just couldn't comprehend how that had somehow made his son angry enough to throw the computer down the stairs. But whatever, man. I guess for some people, it's just a little too intense trying to mod Minecraft. On that note, though, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. If you like these story times but would rather listen to them like offline audio format, I do post them as a podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts, so feel free to check that out. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the 12 days of Scrubs. I'm out. Peace. Today I've got a story time about a Minecraft kid that went ballistic and knocked out the teacher. I figured it would be something you guys are gonna love to listen to. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do, press the like button or no joke, no scam, you're gonna get attacked by a Minecraft kid, and let's go. Don't know what I'm doing here. Alright, so like I said, this was a story about a Minecraft kid that was sent into me, and usually in these, you know, it's a Minecraft kid trying to 1v1 his classmates, prove something to somebody for no reason. However, in this one, they decided to upgrade to just straight up fighting a teacher instead. They were tired of messing around and fighting the standard mobs, just went for the boss fight. The only difference is there's a way to beat the Ender Dragon, there's no way to fight your teacher and really, like, not end up losing that one. So just don't do it. Fighting your teacher is not worth it. Regardless, one day in class, you know, everybody's sitting there chilling, subscribers sitting there, ready to learn, and the teacher walks into class and says that she has a very exciting project for them to be working on, you know, and what they're going to do is be talking about their passion, or one of their passions, and how it helps them be better prepared for their future. And obviously, you know, that's a pretty fun assignment in the grand scheme of things. It still is a school assignment, so it's not great, but at least you get to talk about something you like. You know, it seems relatively fun compared to like writing an essay about a book some dude wrote 400 years ago. At least this way you get to talk about something you're passionate about. But there was one kid in the class that was particularly obsessed with Minecraft, you know, that decided that he was going to take this chance to just ruin it as much as humanly possible. Like from now on, I bet you this teacher's never going to give this assignment again, just because every time she thinks about it, she's going to be thinking back to this Minecraft kid like, oh no. Anyways, the teacher announces the assignment, and she says that for the next week, they're going to be working on it in class, so that way they have time to perfect it, and then after the week of working on it, You know, they're going to be presenting it so that way they can learn how to like public speak about stuff that they like. And obviously everyone was pretty excited, but the subscriber was a little bit curious about what this Minecraft Kids project was going to be about, only because he was already known for being a little out there. The year before, he had like bitten a kid for no reason, you know, he hadn't really done anything insane in a while, but he was still kind of known as the type of kid that could take like random things way too far if he just felt like it. And instantly he was a little bit worried about this dude's project because he started being like super secretive about what he was writing his little like thing about. Everybody else was pretty like, I'm gonna write mine about video games, I'm gonna write mine about YouTube, you know. He's like, I'm not telling anyone what I'm writing mine about. He was so secretive that whenever anyone would like walk past his desk, he would take his arm and cover up his papers so that nobody could see anything. He would like get mad if people stood by him too long. And listen, I guess that would make sense if like the people standing by him were actually trying to see like what he's doing, you know. If the CIA was actually sending spies to look at your writing, you could be pissed. But he would like cover his paper and get mad at people for standing close to him that weren't even trying to look at his paper. No one actually cared what his project was about, dude. He just literally had the desk next to the pencil sharpener, so like if there was somebody sharpening their pencil, you just kind of had to stand near his desk for a second. Either way though, he was convinced nobody actually had to sharpen a pencil at all in school. Nay, instead everyone sharpening their pencil was sent to come spy on him and see what he was writing about. So for the entire week, he was just like insanely paranoid that someone was going to see his topic, and obviously that made people like more curious about what he was going to write about. And the weirdest thing that he did during this week, just to like try to get people to leave him alone, was the subscriber who sent this in to me had gone to sharpen his pencil at some point and had like accidentally broken the pencil after sharpening it. You know, that feeling sucks, but like everybody's been there. So he starts sharpening it again, and when he keeps going, the like kid starts growling at him like a literal dog, dude, like because he's just taking too long to sharpen his pencil. I guess automatically he's a CIA agent trying to spy on your school project. So the subscriber kind of looks at him and can't believe that he's growling at him, and he's like, dude, are you growling at me? Like, are you a dog? What's wrong with you? Like, why are you growling at me? I'm just sharpening my pencil. And the kid growls again. So once again, the subscriber's like, bro, listen, please stop growling at me. You're starting like to make me feel like I'm being hunted by a pack of wolves. Like, can you please just calm down? I'm sharpening my pencil. There's nothing to be growling about. And at that point, Minecraft Kid is like, well then stop trying to spy on my project. This is private. You're just another one of the spies that the teacher's sending over to try to get my secrets about what I'm making my assignment about. Well, guess what? I'm not giving anything to a spy like you trying to get information. And he starts to go on this rant about how, like, his ideas are such good ideas that he knows they send people to try to take them, so that's why he's so protective of them, and blah, 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 blah. And the entire time, the subscriber's standing there like, what? So he finishes his rant, and he's like, dude, what are you talking about? You know, like, I'm not here to spy on you. I'm just sharpening my pencil. And the kid just kind of looked at him and was like, all right, then I've got my eye on you. But had just casually mentioned that, like, everyone tries to steal his ideas. And while he could have kept arguing with them, the subscriber at that point is like, look, I'm just gonna get out of here. I'm just gonna finish sharpening my pencil and walk away. Because there's nothing good that comes out of me standing here and continuing to, like, try to use logic with this Minecraft kid that is convinced the CIA wants his project. Anyways, the week finally ends where they've been, like, writing stuff and working on the project, and the day finally comes where they're supposed to present what they're doing. And so, kids start presenting their projects, and most of them are like, I like music, I like art, oh, I like oranges, you know, whatever people like these days. But of course, the time finally comes for Minecraft Kid to get up there and make his presentation. And the entire class is sitting there waiting with bated breath to finally learn the secrets of the Minecraft project. You know, it's been closely guarded like Indiana Jones treasures, but everyone finally gets to see it. So he volunteers himself to start presenting, and he gets up there. And he starts with, like, this speech about how he wants everybody to listen to him and, like, hear what he's passionate about because, you know, it's something that, like, has taught him most of his lessons about life. And if it wasn't for this, he would not be the person he is. And, like, he's become a warrior. He has the spirit of a Viking. And so everyone's, you know, a little bit more entertained because you're like, what is this dude going to talk about? The spirit of a Viking? What? So he gets up there. He makes the teacher turn off the lights. So he's standing up there at the front in, like, the dark. And, you know, He talks dramatically, but like to get everyone's attention, and then turns on a flashlight and shines it up at his face. So he's got like this whole, you know, when someone's telling a ghost story and they're shining the flashlight up at them, that's the look he's got going on. And he starts to describe what everybody thinks is like D-Day. He starts to say things about how like, imagine you and your brothers in combat with the enemy dead ahead. You feel the like adrenaline rush as you realize that this might be the last chance you have to look at your friends and say thank you for what they've done in this game. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, what is this kid talking about, bro? Like this is intense, man. You would think he's out here like talking about some like war history or whatever. Literally at that point, everyone in the class is just assuming he's about to give a presentation about how like why he loves war history or, you know, something along those lines. But then he manages to say just the absolute silliest thing ever that you could possibly say after like describing something as intense as that. Minecraft Bed Wars is the most realistic war simulator, and it is my passion. That description is exactly what I feel every single time I log in and start to play a game of Bed Wars. Keep in mind, he's just talking about like how he gets an adrenaline rush, and you know, it's basically the same thing as D-Day. You're only gonna get one more chance to thank your friends for their help. Like, hey, call me crazy, bro. If you lose the Bed Wars game, you stay in the Discord call. It's not like, oh man, we lost. You just have to instantly unadd each other and pretend that you're dead. So obviously, when he says like Minecraft Bed Wars is realistic or whatever, everyone thinks it's a joke. So they start laughing, you know, and he's not laughing at all. He's like, what are you guys talking about? I don't know why you're thinking this funny, you know, like this is serious, dude. Minecraft is just one of those games that is like my passion. And there's nothing wrong with being passionate about a game. I don't want you guys to think that like that's why this is cringe, right? What's cringe is thinking that Minecraft is somehow like a realistic war simulator, bro. If you're like, hey man, I love Minecraft because I like to build castles, sick, dude. If you're like, hey, I'm basically a Navy SEAL because I got 600 Bed War wins, yeah, I think you have committed cringe, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be the judge over here, but I feel like comparing yourself to like a Green Beret because you're good at Bed Wars might be the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. Oh yeah, I'm just, you know, could basically hang with everybody that's ever been in Special Forces. I'm a Bed Wars pro. Listen, dude, like I've never been to war, but I can just tell you right now, it has nothing to have in common with a video game at all. Like, I don't think there's anything out there that could compare, dude. Seriously, especially Minecraft. Like, I don't even think you could say Call of Duty is comparable to war at all. I'd still think you're dumb for saying that. But if you're like, hey, Minecraft Bed War is really out here making me into a warrior, then like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You've got a different definition of warrior than I think most people would have. He's just out here like, have you ever had to fight someone with an iron axe while they have a diamond sword? I don't think so. I've been through things. Anyways, he starts to go on this rant about how like Minecraft Bed Wars has taught him to be ruthless and not let the weakness of his enemies slide. Just like, what, bro? That's the lesson that you took from Minecraft Bed Wars? Is that like any time you see weakness, you must be ruthless? Like, my goodness, dude. Whenever I play Minecraft Bed Wars, I realize how much I suck at Minecraft. Like, that's what I think about. Even when I'm playing Valorant, dude, I'm not like, oh, our enemies have shown weakness. Stomp on their throats. Ha ha ha. We will destroy them. Like, that's never once happened, dude. And he also starts talking about how like the strategy that he uses in Bed Wars is what gave him the confidence that like his mental ability is in the top 0.001% of the population. And you know that like he's just so confident now that he's smarter than everybody, which is a ballsy claim if you're talking about Bed War strategy, dude. Like, okay, are you Sun Tzu, the guy who wrote The Art of War? Like, are you really out here just being an expert military strategy? Even if you're a Minecraft strategy god, dude, like it is Minecraft Bed Wars at the end of the day. You know, I'm a big fan of CSGO. If the best like CSGO IGL was like, no guys, I should be a general, I would be like, meh, I don't know, man. I don't really know if a video game's the exact same thing, but whatever. He's talking about how like he's basically one of the people that should have written The Art of War because he's just so good at Minecraft, dude. Could you imagine, like, if this was reality at the Pentagon? Oh my gosh, we just keep getting wrecked out here, sir. What do we do? The 5-star generals are all huddled around. It's like, I didn't want it to have to come to this, but it's time. They pull out a button on their desk. It just says, like, Bed Wars players. We never thought we were gonna have to call them in, but every other special operations has failed us. It's time we call in the big guns. Like, all the Bed Wars players show up. What did you need, Mr. President? You know? Like, okay, man, if it ever comes to the time where, like, the fate of the world is in the hands of any video game players, dude, we're screwed. Minecraft, Call of Duty, doesn't matter. If, like, a professional gamer is what the entire military is taking advice from, chances are we're dead. And I love video games. I am a gamer. I'm just saying, bro, not comparable. Regardless, at this point, the entire class is, like, literally cringing because he's talking about how, like, Bed Wars has turned him into a warrior and that now he has the spirit of a Viking because he manages to win Bed War games. And at this point, it's so ridiculous that the teacher literally goes and, like, turns off the projector and starts to just kind of talk to him and says, listen, you know, I don't know if you thought this assignment was a joke, but I really wanted you to, like, talk about something that has an impact on your life, and I don't appreciate that you're pretending you have the soul of a Viking over a video game. Like, you didn't take this assignment seriously. And the problem was, she was probably right for assuming he was trolling. The issue was he just wasn't. So the Minecraft kid looks at the teacher all confused and is like, I'm not joking. You know, I really feel like Bed Wars has turned me into a strategy genius and, like, it's given me confidence that I'm smarter than other people. And the teacher is just kind of standing there dumbfounded, not knowing what to say. Because imagine somebody being like, no, I actually am just smarter than everyone because I'm really good at Minecraft Bed Wars. Yeah, you know those dudes at NASA? They're stupid, okay? I'm cracked at Valorant. You ever seen someone as cracked as me? I don't think so. I should be in charge of space exploration. Just the two most unrelated things on the planet. And the teacher's not trying to roast him back. She's not trying to be rude. But, like, the only thing she can even say to that is just, well, that's ridiculous. Because anything else she would say was probably going to be meaner. And, like, that's just ridiculous, dude. What are you supposed to say to somebody being like, no, I'm basically Sun Tzu himself. In fact, you could rank my strategy up there with Lightning McQueen and the Queen of England up there. Those were, I would say, like, my two closest people in terms of strategy genius. Because it's just ridiculous, dude. I don't know what you would think your teacher is going to say. Like, you really think that Alexander the Great, Caesar, Sun Tzu all pair in comparison to Cape Crusader 8547 in Minecraft, dude? If you see him coming in Bed Wars, it's too late. You're basically going up against the god of military might. In fact, the entire might of the U.S. Navy once ran away because they realized that he was the Bed Wars player on the other end of the Navy ship. He is an absolute legend. You thought the Legend 27, that's an old ad. You thought that guy was a good player, dude. Just wait till you meet Caped Crusader 8547, dude. He's absolutely bonkers. Anyways, obviously, somebody of that military might just can't let their teacher call them ridiculous, right? That would be weak. And as you know, Minecraft Bed Wars has taught him to be ruthless if someone dares to disrespect you. So he feels like the teacher is doubting him, and, like, I'm using air quotes around doubting him because, like, there's no doubt, bro. It's just the reality of the situation. So he starts screaming about how, like, he's tired of people never taking him seriously and thinking that he's a strategic genius. And so he leans over to the teacher's desk, and she had this, like, 8-ball thing on her desk, and he takes it and he throws it, and it just, like, hits the teacher on the chin, and she falls off the desk. And obviously the entire class at that point is just like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing, bro? And his face just turns white as a ghost. And he's like, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to hit her. I thought it was going to hit the wall. Yeah, that's right, dude. This absolute strategic mastermind somehow managed to have the accuracy of, like, a North Korean missile and was trying to throw this ball at the wall and hit the teacher instead. What an absolute strategic mastermind, bro. Like, knocking out your teacher. Obviously, I'm just too stupid to understand why that was just such a strategic genius move. Because to me, it's looking like that was probably the worst idea you could have ever had, bro. If you have the accuracy of, like, a dead cat, don't throw stuff. It's that simple. Knocking out the teacher, though, obviously not too great, and he's trying to convince everybody that he didn't mean to, and everybody starts yelling at him about, like, what are you doing? You're crazy. And, like, he's just freaking out. I'm sure in his mind he's imagining having to explain to his parents the reason he got expelled and how, like, he knocked out a teacher because she said it's ridiculous that Bed Wars makes you a strategic mastermind. Imagine his parents are on his side. They're like, well, if she would wouldn't have doubted that he's cracked at Minecraft. She wouldn't have gotten knocked out. Literally nobody is on this dude's side, though. Like, everyone in the class is just pissed at him because this teacher was everybody's, like, favorite, and here was this dude literally, like, getting so angry because she just didn't agree that he's a strategic god. I will say people like this are why the metaverse definitely scares me, dude. Like, the last thing this guy needs, if he's already this addicted to Minecraft and thinks it makes him a literal Viking, is, like, to be inside Ready Player One in his backyard. You think he's nuts now, imagine when he actually thinks he's like Napoleon launching an invasion into Europe, dude. He's just never gonna come outside again, just be plugged into the Matrix screaming about how he's basically the equivalent to a real Spartan for winning a Fortnite game. Victory Royale is mine! Tonight we will destroy Athens and feast on its burning buildings. His mom comes in, he's like, Mom, get out of my room! Oh my gosh, I told you I'm a Spartan! Ugh, I don't want dinner. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. For those of you that don't know, I've been posting all of my story times the day after they're posted here on Spotify. So if you want to check those out, listen offline in the car, whatever, don't have time for gameplay, I'll put a link to the Spotify show in the top of the description. Feel free to go check it out. I would appreciate it. Like I said, you're still going to catch them earlier here, you know, but if for some reason you want to listen offline, that's probably the best place to do it now. So top of the description is a link to the Spotify show. Anyways, at that point, the teacher gets up pretty quick. She had, like, fallen over more because of just the shock of the situation than, like, legitimately getting knocked out by Mr. Minecraft kid up here. Goes to show just how much the, like, soul of a Viking stuff was legit. You, like, accidentally hit someone in the head with a pool ball and they just get right back up. Oh, yeah, real warrior spirit. And see, anyways, once she's back up, she just starts screaming at him, and, like, rightfully so, dude. If somebody just threw a pool ball at your head, I feel like you're allowed to go off on them. And she's just yelling at him, like, why did you do that? Like, why did you think that was a good idea? I was just saying it's ridiculous that you think this video game makes you, like, some real strategician, and you hit me in the head? Like, what's wrong with you? Why did you do that? And the Minecraft kid is just standing there saying nothing, and she finally, like, finishes talking, and he starts trying to apologize, you know, saying that he didn't mean to, he was just so mad he wanted to throw something, and so, you know, he wasn't trying to hit her in the head, but when he threw it, he's never, like, been very good at throwing stuff, which is why it hit her in the head, which, I mean, doesn't really, like, make me feel any better. I don't think it made her feel any better. It's not my apology to accept. I'm just saying, bro, I feel like I didn't mean to hit you in the head when I hit you in the head. Does it really, like, it did change the fact that you did hit her in the head? You know what I mean? Like, listen, you could be like, listen, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have thrown the ball, period. But to be like, well, I'm sorry for throwing the ball and your head getting in the way is just funny. I don't feel like it's all right to just throw stuff at people because you're mad, you know? And the teacher at that point says something pretty funny. She looks at him and she's like, well, I have good news about you being addicted to Minecraft. You're going to get to play it for a few days now because I'm going to call the office and let them know what just happened, and you're probably going to get suspended. Which, all in all, is actually a pretty funny thing to say, dude. Like, Minecraft kid just hit you in the head with a pool ball, doesn't really want to apologize. You're like, all right, well, guess what? You win a free vacation to play Minecraft. And at that point, the Minecraft kid really starts freaking out, dude. He gets down on his hands and knees and is literally begging the teacher not to tell his mom, because he's like, if you tell my mom about this, she's gonna be mad and she's gonna not let me play Minecraft. You know, that's really what he's worried about. He's not worried about his mom being mad because he, like, knocked out a teacher. He's not worried about anything else. He's like, I won't be able to play Minecraft. What are you doing to me? And this is even funnier to me because, like, 10 minutes ago, he's explaining that Minecraft gives him a Viking spirit, and now he's literally crying because his mom's not gonna let him play Minecraft, dude. It's just literally the funniest, like right 10 minutes of each other, just so ironic. Yeah, I'm actually a real Viking, dude. Not gonna lie, like, I'm basically up there with Alexander the Great. I'm gonna tell your mom, no, if I can't play Minecraft, how am I supposed to be happy? I don't think Vikings were, like, giant fans of Minecraft, bro, because they didn't have computers. Like, I don't know why you would want to necessarily be vibing in a time back then. I don't have a Viking soul either. I don't want anyone to think that, like, I'm saying I'm a tough guy, bro. I'm very lucky I was born in the 21st century. If I was born born during Viking or Spartan times, I probably might have lasted 15 minutes. Like, dude, I don't have any warriors skills, but I'm not delusional out here pretending that Valorant's making me some type of special operations, dude. I'm a nerd playing video games. My skills include telling stories, and yeah, I'm like okay at the video game thing. If I was born at any other time, if I was born during Viking times, dude, I'm screwed. You know how useless I would be on like a real food hunt where, you know, okay, we got to go chase down that elk for 14 miles because we need to eat. Yeah, what am I going to do? Make you guys laugh on the way? Like, I'm not saying I'm a Viking, okay? Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying it's hilarious to be talking about how you have a warrior spirit and then be crying for your mom. Anyways, Mr. Warrior over here is crying, literally begging to not get in trouble, but I don't know what you expect, dude. When you, like, knock out your teacher, you're probably going to get in trouble. And I don't think saying, please don't tell, otherwise I'm not going to play Minecraft, is going to make the teacher that you just hit in the head with a pool ball, like, not say anything. I mean, seriously, you know, the teacher at that point literally looks at him and says, look, it doesn't really matter what you say. I'm going to tell the office because you threw something at a teacher. So she calls the office and she's like, all right, this student, you know, had a project, got mad at me and like hit me in the head with the pool ball. Can you guys come get him? And the Minecraft kid at that point decides that the best course of action isn't to sit there and wait, it's to start running. Even though she just said his name, you know, he starts running to try to escape. And I'm not sure if his plan was to just like run away, go to a different country, change his name, never be seen again. But obviously she on the phone says he's running. They have somebody catch him and they knew who the kid was. Like they had the name, dude. It's just such a bizarre thing to think that like that was like going to go the way you thought. Ah, darn. You know the kid that I said hit me in the head with a pool ball? He ran out of the classroom, so now we can never talk to him about it again. That's how rules work in school. Anyways, he obviously didn't get too far, and when he did get caught, he ended up getting suspended for a week and became an instant meme around the school. But like, I don't know, how are you guys not going to turn a kid who like thinks Minecraft turns him into a warrior into a meme if you're in the same school as him? Like, he literally threw a pool ball at the teacher. How are you not going to at least make a couple jokes about that? You know, like, oh, hey, man, sorry, did you do any Viking practice last night? You know, go to any pool halls and start playing dodgeball? Like, obviously, it's going to become a little bit of a meme. So, yeah, moral of the story, don't attack your teacher or say that, like, any video game gives you a warrior spirit because I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't, it's not gonna make you look like a independent warrior like you think it is, dude. It's just gonna make everybody be like, wow, he really thinks Bed Wars makes him a Navy SEAL. And on top of that, your teacher does not deserve to get attacked at all for, like, basically any reason. Obviously, before someone's like, what if your teacher smacks you? Okay, yeah, exonerating circumstance. But if your teacher just gives you a nice project to try to let you talk about your passion and you do this, you suck. You know, don't attack your teachers. They don't deserve it. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, I'd really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. If you don't know what to comment, I'm going to ask y'all to comment just so I can do a little test and see if it affects the algorithm. Go ahead and comment the word Minecraft down below. I'd appreciate it. And beyond that, subscribe and turn on notifications. If you really, really want to help me out, then you can check out the intro song. It's by my friend Poncho. I'll put a link to that in the description. So like I said, feel free to go check it out. And also down in the description, you'll find a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, and a link to my merch store. Or you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. Great way to help me out, get a discount on G Fuel at the same time. And yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out. Peace.